studios of WIBX, its staff, management, or parent company, Town Square Media.
If we take the jail first, we'll have a place to lock up all the others. Then there's Keeler. He took over the bank as soon as the judge was murdered.
But I think that's because when you make tough decisions, you're left to deal with the repercussions.
Right.
But seriously, dear, I've done so many of these shows across the nation, helped so many people, and guided them to my website. And
Look at this.
what is this, a joke program? I mean, what type of a program are you running here?
Here comes the ball.
Go.
Did you hear
that hair?
Be hungry. First on Fox Sports.
Yo, New York!
Morning radio personality Bill Keeler is no longer on the air. He was fired yesterday over a contract.
Father O'Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Ray Falwell in Lynchburg, Virginia. How are you?
Good morning. Go to hell!
Free your mind.
Kind of feels like Groundhog Day. Here we go again. It's the day after Labor Day, and we're back to work, and it's required by the FCC that we say, can you believe Labor Day has passed?
Oh, my gosh.
Isn't that the requirement? I think it might be.
I think it is. If
Yeah.
not, it's a TSM mandate.
Well, I got to tell you, the state fair numbers were a little bit down. And to be honest, I'm surprised they were where they were, considering the crappy weather that
Well, it
for
was
like at
weather.
least 3 days or 4 days, it was pretty rough weather.
It was weather, and this just may be my opinion, and I might be totally wrong, but I think, you had a lot of reports coming out, and I hate to be negative on it, but I mean, just the stuff that was reported of coming out of the fair as far as fights and violence and things like that. And then wrapping up, I think it was Friday or Saturday night, the fair it was Sunday because the final day was yesterday and there was the day before.
Yeah,
they had to wrap up early because there were initial reports that there were shots fired in the fair. People talked about lack of security at the front gate. New York State Police did come out and say that there were thorough investigations into that possibility of shots fired, but that was not true, that they do not believe any shots were fired within the fairgrounds. But that may have had something to do with it, keeping people away.
I guess that's certainly possible. Either way, a lot of people went to the fair, and a huge number went on Sunday. Sunday, of course, beautiful weather, and that was a huge day. I think it was one of their, 110,000 people went to the fair on Sunday. Anyway, that wraps up everything, and here we go into the unofficial fall season. And this is obviously a very big week because it is the start of football.
It is, and I am terribly
NFL
sorry.
football.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that. I don't know about my fiance; she's not too excited about that. But the fact of the matter is, I forgot to mention that Syracuse was victorious in their inaugural game with Fran Brown.
You were there, Davey, for the Syracuse game, right? I believe
38-22 was the final.
So, first of all, I got to tell you, it was a 17-point spread, and I can't believe that horrible holding call at the end of the game when Syracuse scored. It took the touchdown away.
Oh, they would have
covered. The spread became Syracuse won by 16. It was it was clearly a penalty against who'd they play again? Ohio.
Some of the officially.
I thought some of the calls were, and all of them were against Syracuse.
Yeah, it was terrible.
But that one call was so blatant, it was not holding. And it changed the outcome of the over under.
Well,
So-
the over/under and then the spread. So it seems like that ref must
it was
be
actually
investigated.
it didn't change the outcome of the over/under. That was at Syracuse. I think the over/under was like 45 points. It changed the outcome of the spread.
Maybe the ref was
All
pulling for Ohio.
all I'm saying is it was not a penalty against Syracuse. That was a bad call. Now, is it just a random bad call? Certainly is possible.
Luckily,
However, for those people who believe maybe there's too much attention being paid to gambling by the referees, gave them a little ammunition, I think.
Luckily, you probably weren't a victim of that, Bill, because you can't bet on Syracuse locally.
That is
here.
true. You cannot bet on Syracuse.
It was a good game overall, but they need to shore up the defense.
That run defense. My
Well,
goodness.
what was weird about this game is one series the defense would look amazing, and the next series Ohio would
let
just
'em
march
run all
down the
over 'em,
field. So they have to work out some stuff because there's a big test coming this weekend.
Yeah, Georgia Tech, high noon on Saturday.
And they won. They won this past weekend.
Well,
right? They're
they
2-0.
didn't play. They played Georgia State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had 37,225 people there at the Dome on Saturday.
Yeah.
It's the second largest crowd ever for a first-time coach, and the largest
Wow.
crowd was in 2009, 48,617, when Mr. Doug Marrone was the coach.
Yeah.
Dougie Fresh.
I got a little nervous when he was interviewed at the beginning of the game, and he said, "Well, I'm nervous." It was his first ever coaching.
Well, good
gig.
for him
And the
for
new-
being
and the new-
honest.
And the new seats at the Dome.
You know who he reminds me of is, and I'd love somebody else to tell me they agree because I really like affirmation. But he looks like who's the comedian who ended up dying of Parkinson's? Had the black comedian.
Oh, Richard Pryor?
He looks like Richard Pryor.
A little bit.
His
little
face, his expressions look like Richard Pryor's. Do you see it?
A little bit, yes.
Yeah. I mean, I don't look at him and say, oh, my God, there's Richard Pryor. But when he comes up and he's running up to somebody, it just looks like Richard Pryor in the midst of one of his acting
acts.
performances.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just, I'm sure I am. Today, we have tickets to give away for the RV show, which is coming up at the State Fairgrounds. And I have tickets to give away for the September 19th performance of 1964, the Beatles. The Beatles.
Ooh, the Beatles.
At the Stanley Theater.
That's an awesome show.
And we'll give you a chance there. Hobica's free money question of the day. We'll kick off the new season. What do you think, Davey, today?
$100.
Wah, wah.
I knew he got to you. Dr. Kent Hall is on this morning. Tanya Powers from Fox News Radio. Columbia starts their classes today. How about the story that we had over the weekend of the imam at the East Utica? This is Kemble Street.
Yes.
The mosque, and he was spotted on a video, and we have the video embedded into the story, which is up on our website, where he was giving instructions to student demonstrators at Columbia. And at one point he talked about, if you remember and I know he was on with maybe Kilmeade, maybe did an interview with Kilmeade or one of Kilmeade's replacements when he was on vacation.
Yeah.
He is the Columbia professor who said that he would not allow his daughter to go to Columbia right now because he feared, he's Jewish,
yeah,
and he feared for her safety. And it came out quite critically against Columbia. At the end of the spring semester, Columbia asked him they suspended him because they felt he was obviously a magnet for controversy, but they felt he might be in danger. Now he's going back to school this week, and today I think is their first day back to school. And this imam from Utica was on the video. This first hit the New York Post, was on the video saying, talk about taking him out. Now, what does that mean?
Well, I mean, I know what taking him out means in other contexts.
If you're really looking, I'll play the clip for you in a little while, but if you really look at the context in which he was speaking. He's basically saying you create an atmosphere where he's problematic. Like so basically what they did in the spring, that he's a magnet base. I'm speaking, not him, but a magnet for controversy. He may be creating a danger for himself and students to the point where the school has to say, we're suspending you just for your own good. And that would send messages to other professors, maybe 100 other professors, if we take him out. So the problem with take him out is it can be perceived as an assassination.
Yeah.
So pretty difficult language. I will tell you, we're trying to get that imam on to speak. I know you've been working on it.
This is the first I've been able to update you on this, but I did receive an email back because I was not able to, the number for the organization that
it is an organization, but it's also a mosque, and he has a YouTube channel which we also have posted on our news story, and he's really quite popular on YouTube around the world.
We will try to connect to him that way, but according to the president of the Muslim Community Association of the Mohawk Valley, Imam Tom is no longer with them.
Oh.
He no longer works with the mosque on Kemble Street.
So there's an organization he's also affiliated with. It looks like he recently took that job in Texas. I don't know if they told you that, but
that may be, yes.
Maybe that's where we can get him.
They don't want to have any real comment with it. My assumption here.
You saw the story out of Syracuse, a 15-year-old shooting and killing a 15-year-old.
15-year-old girl.
Boy killing a 15-year-old girl.
Yeah.
It's a 15-year-old killing a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
Terrible.
It's awful.
And it just so happens that she is female and wanted to be a nurse, I believe, according to the Post-Standard. And what in the hell is going on? Meanwhile, here in the Utica area, more garbage. There's a shooting in the middle of the day, and the getaway vehicle, 2 bicycles, kids. This is unbelievable. Lieutenant Mike Curley is going to be on, and we'll speak with him about the youth violence that is a serious problem. This weekend, just before what is it? It's not Lady of Lords anymore.
It's our Mother of Our Savior Parish.
Okay, they had their bazaar over the weekend. It was not a bazaar.
Mary, Mother of Our Savior Parish.
It was not bizarre until Paul Buckley showed up. And then
he is always manning some sort of grill or fryer.
It officially became a bazaar.
One thing over the weekend I do have to mention.
This hits, that happened over the weekend, and this hits festival after festival. It's a festival now as we head into the fall. And Matt Naimi is in to talk about the Mediterranean Festival, which is happening this weekend.
Love that Lebanese food. John in Bridgewater celebrated a birthday yesterday, so happy belated birthday to John. Let's see, the next time his birthday falls on the 2nd, it was Monday. Falls on a Monday is the 2023. Or 2030. So what he's saying is the next time his birthday falls on Labor Day will be 2030.
I see. So
but he had a great Labor Day. It was his birthday.
Happy birthday. Any fireworks to celebrate?
No, but honestly, I got to say, Vince Scalise, if you followed his social media over the weekend, so there was a lot of talk leading up to Saturday evening's fireworks because, as you know, after the death of the 13-year-old at Proctor Park.
Right, so the fireworks over Utica basically happened this past weekend.
So it was supposed to happen July 4th, but there was the tragic events of the shooting of the 13-year-old boy by Utica police. Well, that party in the park with fireworks and other festivities was postponed to this past weekend. Well, there were several people on social media criticizing, saying, "What are you doing? You need to cancel. It's going to rain. The weather's going to be awful." And I don't know what got into Vince, but he went on a tirade on social media. We did it. All you people saying I shouldn't, you were wrong. And he was letting it all out.
When was that? Sunday?
I think it happened
it rained
Saturday night, maybe.
Even, even Sunday, which was supposed to be, even Sunday, which was supposed to be a washout, the rain kind of subsided by 9 o'clock.
So it was Saturday night because his comments were going into...
Actually, Sunday was a beautiful day until it wasn't.
Yeah, so...
We got a ton of rain.
Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was only one, but one of his comments was, so to all the keyboard warriors that thought we should have canceled tonight, well, I guess you can suck it.
That's wild. Normally, he's somebody who kind of stays away from that social media mix. A couple of comments here this morning. Mike, did you see that James Darren, famous for acting in the Gidget movies and pop singer, his biggest hit, Goodbye Cruel World, has passed away?
I did not.
And
Sorry,
also, he says,
that.
I saw the video pics from the kid with the bike shooting. Looks like another from the Karen community. And what is going on here?
Yeah,
I mean, at some point, parents are going to have to get... Are there any parents there to say, this is bad behavior? But this is the middle of the day. It's not like your kid is out at 2 o'clock in the morning.
And this is a situation where, it's broad daylight. It is, like you said, the middle of the day in a very highly trafficked and busy area to the point where there are several security cam pictures and photos of this incident that happened, of the shooter with his pistol drawn and them getting away. It's just unbelievable.
I could not believe... It looked like you were looking at a movie scene. It's just unbelievable. Let me break quickly, and we'll speak with Tanya Powers, or will we? Did we not get Tanya?
She's on at 6:50.
Oh, it's 50. Okay.
Yeah.
I can keep going, or what do you want me to do?
At some point, you should break before Tanya, but you can keep going.
All right, I got a bunch more to get to, and let me keep going. Screw it. I'm gonna keep going. What a rebel.
So hold on. We've got Wayne commenting. They had floods at the Great New York State Fair. That was one thing that may have been an issue with the fair, but he did love the Lady of Lords Festival. Food was great, cheap, and great fare. Only thing, the French fries were too salty. Talking way too salty.
Okay. Wayne always has
honest.
a biting critique. I do have something I want to get to. There's a list out there of the things our parents told us that were absolute lies.
Oh, yeah. I always love this.
We can get to that coming up in a little bit. We mentioned this, what we know about this 15-year-old in Syracuse. Just terrible. A boy has been charged with a killing. And what's the latest? He'll be arraigned, or there'll be a decision on whether or not he will be tried as an adult.
Yeah, so what we know now are just some of the details. He's scheduled to be in court today. Authorities say the teen opened fire at the Ambassador Apartments on Madison Street Friday night. He has been arraigned already on murder and weapon possession charges and remains in custody at the Hillbrook Juvenile Detention Center. So I think my question would be, if he is charged as an adult, then his name, I'd imagine, and identity would be revealed in that case.
I would expect
right?
that, yeah. And then the case here in Utica with the fifth. Well, we don't know if they're 15 years old, but they look like children riding away on their bicycles. And then you see the video. It's just it looks like it's out of a movie. What do we know on that? And we'll find out more with Lieutenant Mike Curley later this morning. But what do we know as of this morning?
Well, we do know that it happened on September 1st, which was Sunday at around 12:53 p.m. when officers responded to the 900 block of Bleecker Street. Officers learned upon arrival 2 males were riding their bicycles on Bleecker, and they dropped their bikes in front of the convenience store, and one of the males was wearing a red and black long-sleeve shirt and blue jeans. He pulled out a gun and began to shoot 6 to 8 times at a blue-colored 4-door sedan vehicle traveling north on Nichols. The other male is described as wearing a blue sweater and blue jeans. We'll try to get this up on our website as soon as possible. And then there was another incident. This is crazy, too. The day before, Saturday, the 31st, at around 8:45 p.m., Utica police responded to Price Chopper Officers arrived to learn there was an altercation that occurred between a store employee and a juvenile who was stealing from the store. During the altercation, the juvenile involved dropped a black and colored handgun that he had in his possession. He picked it up and took off running through the parking lot, and again, that was caught on camera. A young individual, it looks like to be in his teens, approximately 13 to 14 years old, with in possession of a handgun.
Here is the problem with all of this. You feel like when you deal with when you come upon an unruly kid that is an adult, you can scold them and say, whatever you might say.
Yeah.
But you now have to worry that kid might have a handgun, might pull out the gun and shoot you. So don't get involved.
Yeah, and the other thing is there was another release from Utica Police over the weekend that over the course of several months, the Utica Police Department noticed ghost guns are becoming a huge problem. That is either being sold online or manufactured with 3D printing and other technologies that I don't even really can't even really begin to imagine all of what goes into making and manufacturing a ghost gun. But we can talk to Lieutenant Curley about that. But over the course of a few months, they have confiscated 7 completed handguns, 1 ghost gun assault rifle, a homemade sawed-off shotgun, 4 high-capacity magazines to include a 3D printed drum magazine, a ghost 3D printer, 2 of them actually, and 1 inert hand grenade. All ghosts.
A hand grenade?
Yeah. Yep.
We are in big trouble.
Yep.
And I got to tell you, we're going to talk to Tanya coming up in a few minutes, but kids are going back to school, college kids going back to school, and in particular at Columbia. This war is now, over the weekend, you had several, like half the country basically is not for the war, and maybe it's the other half. I don't know what the real percentages are in Israel. And but especially after more hostages came back dead, they're blaming Netanyahu. So as that protest is really riling things up in Israel, you can expect as students go back to Columbia this week, more of the same.
Well,
we left off
colleges
with
across it's not going to be unique
Columbia,
to Columbia
right,
either.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see where it happens, but. And what if schools have got to be prepared for this? I would think.
You would hope.
One would think.
You would hope.
We will see. Football season is this week. It kicks off Thursday night, and on Thursday Night Football, will that be on? Will that be on TV as well as like one of the streaming services?
It's on NBC on Thursday.
So all games will be on NBC?
No, only this first game, and then after Thursday.
Go ahead.
After next Thursday, that kicks off the Bills and the Dolphins. That will be on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
But Friday night's game, where Andrew's Packers are in Brazil against the Eagles, that's exclusively on Peacock.
So you have NFL football Thursday, Friday, and Sunday.
And then Monday night is the 49ers and the Jets.
And Monday night.
Well, I have to say.
And all the games will be here on WIBX.
I do wonder what. So the Jets get Monday night? Yeah, they just love Aaron Rodgers. They think Aaron Rodgers. It's going to be very interesting because this guy's
they're
out
playing the 49ers.
Before this guy's out doing ayahuasca or whatever the hell that is.
But
in some dark cave somewhere, skipping spring training. I mean,
Clay Matthews, who is a
the
former...
guy is he's like, I don't know, he's older. I'm not sure this is a smart move on his part.
Well, listen, he's been helped by this miraculous remedy, so to speak.
Apparently,
Clay Matthews had his induction ceremony for the Packers Hall of Fame over the weekend. Clay Matthews, a former
he made a funny statement. I saw that.
Bad, you know what? He said. Sorry, Aaron Rodgers texted me and said he wished he could be here, but he will be in a dark cave taking ayahuasca. He will join us in spirit, was something along the lines of what the quote was. But I will actually be at the Hootie and the Blowfish concert Friday night. My fiance got me that as a birthday gift, so I will be
watching.
Where
is that show?
That's at Lakeview.
All right. We've seen that. It's a good show. Okay, with football coming back into play, Taylor Swift
Oh,
has brought a lot of attention to the NFL and especially the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes was interviewed and talked about her influence on female fans and says this was the hint. She may actually be, believe it or not, she may actually be responsible for a play that they run that she actually drew up.
I think it's been cool to see the girls and the women that have really embraced watching football. And I know being a girl dad, how cool it is for me. I mean, to see like these little girls, these daughters, and how much they're loving and spending time with their dad watching football, and then meeting Taylor and realize how genuine and cool she is. She's really interested in football, and she asks a lot of great questions. She's already drawn up plays, so we might have to put one in.
She's already drawn up plays.
Oh, that's a good one.
We might have to put one in. I can't believe it. It's back to school week. Here we are. And I think most teachers will be headed back today. Students will be most likely tomorrow, somewhere in that range.
Wow.
A kindergarten teacher in Illinois is going viral after kindly asking parents to stop allowing their kids to bring in cupcakes for their kid's birthday. She said there are alternatives. This is what she
Parents,
said.
I love to celebrate birthdays in my classroom. I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but please don't bring cupcakes. These make a ginormous mess, and the kids honestly don't eat them. Frosting gets all over. Bring cookies. The kids love them. They have sprinkles, and they eat them. Donuts is also a great one. Another idea is I have students bring in these ice cream cups, and we put little sprinkles on there. It was so fun for them, and it wasn't messy. Another, go in the Little Debbie aisle. Get any one of these Little Debbie snacks. The Cosmic Brownies are also always a favorite in my room.
I would have a hard time following that teacher. She
doesn't need any more sugar.
No, please do not give the teacher sugar.
Gosh.
Holy moly in the morning.
Oh, boy.
Yankees and Mets. Yankees went through a little bit of a fun Labor Day weekend with
A frustrating one.
with some losses. The Mets are on a 5-game win streak, obviously playing the red-hot Chicago White Sox. But, listen, taking a game.
Play who's on the schedule, Bill.
Taking a game from the Red Sox last night or yesterday. I guess it'd be last night.
So that puts you
half game behind.
Wow, you guys were 4 before we went away for our little long weekend.
I know.
You were 4 games back.
And you know what? It could have been better, but Atlanta was playing Philadelphia. So you run into that situation where you can make a gain on the team you're chasing, or you can make or you both make a gain on the leader. So now I got to tell you, this is all I'm here to tell you right now. Mark it down.
Okay, here we go.
September 3, 2024.
Yep.
The Mets will control their own destiny. There are 25 games left in the season. They have 2 3-game series with the Philadelphia Phillies and 1 with the Atlanta Braves.
Ooh.
So if you don't think that they have a schedule and a half to deal with, they do. And meet the Mets. So where does this all go? They control their own destiny. I mean, and you can't. At some point, you got to have a sweep of one of these teams.
Yeah, you do.
You got to continue to take
have a
2 or 3
commanding lead,
and you got to take a sweep. I just think we'll see what happens. And the Yankees are in a race and a half.
Well, yeah, especially because they're playing the defending.
I mean, not for the playoffs, but they're in a race and a half for the division.
The division. They're facing the defending World Series champion Texas Rangers this series, and the Orioles are playing the White Sox. So,
the White Sox. They're on the loss on Sunday was their 10th straight. It's their 3rd double-digit losing streak of the season.
Yeah.
I don't know what they did yesterday, if they even played. Here's Mike.
They got killed by the Orioles.
All right, so now it's 11 games in a row they've lost. Mike in Schuyler, good morning.
Hey, well, we're off to a good start with Texas. St. Louis is frustrating.
Don't even get me started.
When Stan hit almost a grand slam to tie it, and he just misses a wall, and they just lose that game after they walk Judge.
Here's the thing, Mike. Okay, and I've said it very early on this season and got heavily criticized for it. Pitching. And when you get to this point in the season and you're in the playoffs, which they will be, You need your bullpen, and they're terrible, absolutely dreadful. When you got a AAA kid starting in the rotation, luckily he's back to AAA, although Smitty says Garrett Cole has some sort of little calf injury. Who knows what's going to happen? You can't get far in the playoffs with the pitching the way it is.
Are you two through? Anything else?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, Bill, I wanted to tell you, did you see that documentary on Pete Rose called Charlie Hustle? It was like a 4-part series.
I saw it. I didn't watch it yet.
You got. We watched.
Okay.
Oh my God, there was. I can't believe.
You
believe
walk
there was
away
a lot of
after
rivalry between the Mets and the Reds.
Oh, there was the punch on second base in like '73, where he punched Buddy Harrelson, who was a thin shortstop. That happened. So.
But it goes over anything. You got to see that. And I told you I'm watching the Mets and the Reds Saturday. I'm going to be at the game.
Yeah,
right next to the Mets dugout. It's coming up.
All right. Well, maybe I'll watch that leading into the series this weekend. That would be.
We'll have to look for Mike.
All right. Good stuff, Mike. Thank you, man.
Okay. You're welcome.
Have a great day. Thank you, Mike and Skyler. Remember, the Apple event is coming up on Monday.
Nice.
I believe. All right. Quick break. We'll come right back. And Tanya Powers. I got a bunch more comments today. Is Tanya on 3? Well,
Just
let me take her
Tanya.
first.
Yeah, just go. We don't want to make her wait.
Today is also Telephone Tuesday. I'll tell you what that means coming up in a second. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here she is, reporter extraordinaire from Fox News Radio, the one and only Tanya J. Powers. Good morning.
How about that intro?
Good morning, Tanya. Good morning.
Wow, that is nice.
Does the J stand for Judith?
I've always had the snarky comeback that it stands for just none of your business.
Oh, I like that. I like that. I love that answer. Tanya, just none of your business Powers. I love it.
I'm embracing it as I get further along in years. But no, it's kind of one of those things that changes from time to time. So it could be Judith. It could be all kinds of different things.
Well, my middle name, my middle initial is E, which stands for
Eugene.
Eugene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
not the most.
I was going to go with Earl. But
Earl.
Yeah.
I'm Frank, so everybody's like, "Oh, Frank."
Eugene is not the most, it's not the most appealing name in the world, but
yeah, I think
it is
nice,
what I got. So we have a story up here of an imam at a Muslim mosque who now I'm told is no longer there. Who was caught on videos coaching Columbia University students on returning to class, coaching them. The New York Post also had this story. And at one point, he talks about taking out that Columbia professor who became somewhat well-known when he was saying the school wasn't protecting Jewish students and said he wouldn't send his daughter there. All of this going on as students arrive back to class at a peak moment during this Israeli-Hamas war in Gaza.
Yes, you have class starting not only at Columbia today, but you also have the beginning at New York University. And, both of those places saw, encampments to certain degrees, and then, police coming in and sweeping the campus and getting everybody out, making some arrests. At Columbia, I think Columbia got the most of the press and scrutiny because of the fact that those demonstrators took over an academic building, for several hours.
Well, and then you had the police when the police moved in that night. It was big.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, I think, more than 30 people were arrested there. Many of those, I would say most of those who were arrested because of that have been, they have been allowed to, re-enroll and come back to class if they so choose. Not all of them. Some had faced, some, more than just, occupying a building kind of stuff. But Columbia is hoping to, and NYU both are hoping to avoid that, repeat of those protests. I don't know how successful they're going to be, but they have. I know Columbia, for a fact, has put in, instituted different color-coded status levels of entry. It used to be where, and I don't live too far from the campus, so I've been on it many, many times. It used to be where, anybody could just walk onto campus. It was open. The gates were open.
Yeah.
In the spring is when they started closing the gates, and then you had to have an ID, a student ID, or faculty or staff to get onto campus. Now it's an orange level. They have, I think it's green, yellow, orange, red, and it's at orange. And you have to have a student ID, faculty, staff ID, or if you're a guest, you have to be pre-registered now. The gates are no longer just open for everybody, just the neighborhood.
Well, I think
you could kind of cut through campus there, but that's all closed now.
And the problem with NYU is there is no campus per se. It's basically in the lower part of the city. So, but you can't blame Columbia because a lot of those people that were protesters when they were arrested, yes, many were students, but many were organizers who were not students.
Yeah, outside agitators.
Yeah.
Right. And so the Columbia president stepped down last month, the one that was, overseeing the campus when all this happened. They didn't have an interim president. Matter of fact, I think they seem to have been more proactive, maybe. I don't know. If NYU has, it's not as readily evident on their website. Let me put it that way. Because when you go onto Columbia's website, one of the first things you see is what the Morningside campus access is, and that's where the main campus is here in Manhattan. Right there on the front page, it talks about the task force on anti-Semitism. Matter of fact, they just released their second report on the 30th of August. So it tells you all about their task force. You can go see what their reports actually say. You can read them right on their website. They're very transparent as far as what they want everybody to know about what they're doing to address all of this. So I think those are big steps that they've taken since then.
Well, it's a lot to be thinking about. Normally, just going back to school is pressure filled, but can you imagine those freshman students coming in, and their parents are worried about all sorts of violence and protests. It's going to be quite interesting to watch. Tanya, as always, we appreciate your time. Tanya J. Powers, have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Quick break. News is coming up.
Hi, this is Rob Hilton of Hilton Estate and Elder Law with important information that you should know about planning for nursing home care. Well, the best way, of course, is to plan ahead. The key is to make sure that you make decisions far ahead of the time that you need a nursing home. Getting the basic pieces in place, including power of attorney, healthcare proxy, will, trust, all those things, and working closely with your family to make sure you're organized and ready to go in case the worst happens. You should also know there are strategies you can employ, even if you currently have a loved one in a nursing home. When there's a crisis and someone's entered a nursing home, there are things we can do to act very quickly to protect some of the assets. It really does require that an elder law attorney be involved because the techniques that are used are very technical in nature. To find out more about strategies to protect your loved ones through proper estate planning, contact us at Hilton Estate and Elder Law. Call for more information and to schedule an in-person meeting to answer your questions.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law. Hilton Estate and Elder Law.
Congress is poised to pass a bill to keep AM radio in cars, but time is running out. 82 million Americans risk losing the news, sports, talk, traffic, and vital emergency information they rely on. Text AM to 52886 and tell Congress to pass this bill now.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Looking to make your business stand out? At Seasonal Sports, we design eye-catching custom signs that turn heads and attract customers. From vibrant banners and sleek storefront signs to custom vehicle wraps, laser engraving, embroidery, screen printing, and more, Seasonal Sports has got you covered. Let Fred and Chrissy Marriott bring your vision to life with top-quality materials and cutting-edge design. Seasonal Sports is your one-stop shop for all your graphic needs. Seasonal Sports, 215 Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro, and online at seasonalsports1983.com. Where your business shines bright.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. W295EI. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. A Town Square media station.
Hamas is blaming Israel and the U.S. for the deaths of 6 hostages. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Hours after their funeral for Hirsch Goldberg Poland, the American among the 6 murdered by Hamas.
Okay, sweet boy, go now on your journey. I hope it's as good as the trips you dreamed about.
His mother, Rachel, as Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu pushes back on President Biden, saying that Netanyahu hasn't done enough to secure a ceasefire to get more hostages freed. The Prime Minister responding there in an existential war in Gaza, and no one will preach to him.
The psychological warfare of Hamas continues. Overnight, the group released a statement from their military spokesman, Abu Abaida, saying that militants guarding the hostages in Gaza had been given new instructions about what to do if Israeli forces approach. They insinuated that more hostages would be killed if the IDF tries to rescue them.
Fox's Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv after President Biden met with his hostage negotiating team. He campaigned with and for Vice President Harris in Pittsburgh, saying she'll be a good president.
And she has a backbone like a ramrod. And she has the moral compass of a saint.
In a Labor Day Truth Social post, former President Trump blamed the vice president for high gas and grocery prices. An arrest warrant in Venezuela for Edmundo Gonzalez, the presidential candidate the U.S. and others claim won July's disputed election, but President Nicolas Maduro was declared the winner, prompting massive protests across Venezuela. This as the U.S. has seized President Maduro's plane.
U.S. Homeland Security agents took possession of it inside the Dominican Republic, saying the plane was purchased in violation of a Trump-era sanction and export control. The aircraft was then flown to the U.S. and is being held in Fort Lauderdale.
Fox's Eben Brown. Pope Francis has gone to the country with the world's largest Muslim population, Indonesia, to encourage harmony with Catholics. Starting the longest trip since becoming Pope, he'll also go to Papua New Guinea, East Timor, and Singapore. America's listening to Fox News.
Well, summer's here and the weather is beautiful. Everyone has a favorite outdoor activity: golf, bike riding, bird watching, long walks. Ask 100 people, you'll get 100 answers. But if everyday aches and pains are keeping you on the sidelines, I have one answer: Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free daily supplement that helps your body fight pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients. It doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. Wherever you're hurting, back, neck, joints, or muscles, in 3 weeks or less, you'll start to feel the difference all day, every day. So whatever you like to do, swimming, pickleball, hanging out in the garden, Relief Factor can help you feel good again and let you enjoy all your favorite outdoor activities all summer long. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF and save on your first order. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Fight pain naturally with Relief Factor.
While the attempts continue to end the war in Gaza, it's the start of a new semester at some universities in New York City where protests could start up again.
Students head back to class today at Columbia University, which put in place security measures after spring semester demonstrations over the war in Gaza. Campus gates, which have been open for decades, remain closed, with guards only allowing access to students with ID and pre-registered guests. Columbia is hoping to avoid the same kind of protests that included encampments and saw the arrest of more than 30 people who barricaded themselves inside an academic building. Last week, New York University President Linda Mills emailed students urging them to, quote, come together with empathy and grace while calling for community. NYU also saw campus unrest over the war that resulted in dozens of arrests by NYPD officers. In New York City, Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
While Russia and Ukraine remain at war, Russia's leader puts himself at risk taking a trip to Mongolia.
18 months ago,
the International Criminal Court issued a warrant for Vladimir Putin's arrest over mass child abductions in Ukraine. For the first time since then, Russian President Putin's visiting a country that's a member of the court. Mongolia is duty-bound to arrest their guest, but the Kremlin says it's confident that's not going to happen. This is a country dependent on Russian fuel, energy and patronage, so instead of pulling out the handcuffs, the Mongolians have rolled out the red carpet. An honour guard welcomed President Putin to the capital, Ulaanbaatar. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stocks could drop to start the month after a long holiday weekend. Dow futures down about 200 points after the Dow closed at a record high on Friday. At tennis's U.S. Open, top seed in the men's side, Jannik Sinner beat American Tommy Paul to advance to the quarterfinals. On Monday night, college football, Boston College upset 10th-ranked Florida State 28-13. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 7:05. I'm Andrew Derminio. This update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Right now, we have clear skies and a chilly start to the day at 46 degrees. Your full forecast in minutes. A 15-year-old boy was arrested for his alleged role in a deadly shooting in Syracuse. He's scheduled to be in court today. According to authorities, the teen opened fire at the Ambassador Apartments on Madison Street Friday night. The victim, 15-year-old Alexia Lynch, was struck and killed. The boy has been arraigned on murder and weapon possession charges and remains in custody at the Hillbrook Juvenile Detention Center. Organizers of the Great New York State Fair have released the attendance figures for this year's event. More than 868,000 people filed through the turnstiles during the fair, which started August 21st and wrapped up yesterday. The number is down from 932,000 visitors in 2023 and also 878,000 fairgoers in 2022. The all-time record for attendance is 1.3 million in 2019, which was the year before COVID. The 2025 fair is set to begin August 20th. Students are heading back to the classroom this week, and the State Division of Consumer Protection has some important reminders for parents. The agency says parents have rights involving the privacy and security of their child's personal information. The data cannot be sold or released for any commercial purposes. It's also recommended parents discuss internet safety with their kids and to be very careful of what they share on social media. That includes full names, phone numbers, and addresses. Once again, Central New York drivers are saving a little more when heading to the gas station to fill up. AAA says the average cost for a gallon of regular fuel is now $3.45. That's down 3 cents in the past week and is 10 cents lower than what motorists were paying at this time a month ago. The state average is $3.47 per gallon, while nationally it's $3.33. And Florida is the most fun state to live in. A new study from Wallet Hub ranked all 50 states across more than 24 key indicators, including accessibility to national parks, nightlife, and other activities. Researchers determined that the Sunshine State took the national lead because of its number of restaurants, amusement parks, and music festivals per capita. California took the number 2 spot, while West Virginia came in last place. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 7:08. Your weather forecast is brought to you by John's Mobile Home Parts and Accessories in Oriskany Falls. For all your mobile home needs, it's worth a trip. Go to johnsmobilehomeparts.com for more information. For today, we will see mostly sunny skies. It's a chilly start, but it will warm up into the low 70s. For your high. We'll see clear skies overnight with a low in the mid to upper 40s. Then tomorrow's sunny skies return with a high close to 80. Right now, we're at 46 degrees under clear skies at 7:08.
Did you see the forecast for the rest of the week?
Yeah.
This is what we should have had.
I'm looking at it.
This is what we should have had for Labor Day weekend.
I know.
However, I know it's still early, but if you look, it's nice. Monday today, Tuesday today, sorry. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then rain and cooler in the 60s for Saturday and Sunday.
Sunday.
What is it with weekends?
I don't
It's
know.
unbelievable.
Nobody wants us to have fun.
Apparently, weekends are just
that
crappy
Wallen
here.
Hub study I was just talking about, that may very much have something to do with Florida being the most fun state to live in, is the weather.
It's the weather, although humid.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
exactly.
I'm not sure I could handle that humidity. Right now, we're looking at rain on Saturday, 67, and then rain Sunday, 64, if that happens. I mean, the forecast could change, but
yucky.
Okay, Andrew with sports,
which is brought to you by IBEW NECA 43 local contractors. Because I forgot it last time, I don't want to forget it again. The Syracuse Orange kicked off their season under the tenure of Fran Brown, and they won 38-22 against the Ohio Bobcats. They go to 1-0 on the season. They'll play a very difficult team in Georgia Tech on Saturday at noon.
Can I just add one thing? I'm sorry to interrupt you.
I have a choice.
Scared the daylights out of me.
Go ahead.
And Colgate opened up on Friday. They lost a heartbreaker to Maine, 17-14. They were driving for the winning touchdown and threw an interception with 35 seconds left. So they opened up their home opener on Saturday night, 6 o'clock, against mighty Villanova.
All right, thank you for that interruption, Davey. The Mets
Sorry
opened their
about that.
No, I welcome it. The Mets opened their series at Citi Field with a 4-1 win over the Red Sox. Luis Severino was credited with a victory after striking out 5 and allowing 1 run over 7 innings. Phil Maton secured his 3rd save of the season after striking out 2 without allowing a run in the top of the 9th. Francisco Lindor led the way at the plate, going 2 for 3 with an RBI single. New York is now a half game back of the final NL wildcard spot at 74-64. A great spot to be in, considering before the Labor Day weekend they were 4 games back. The New York Yankees snapped their 2-game skid after taking down the Texas Rangers 8-4. Garrett Cole earned the victory after an awesome performance, although we will have to see today what his condition is after he suffered some sort of strained calf or strained hamstring. He earned the win after striking out 9 and allowing only 1 run over 6 innings pitched. Giancarlo Stanton went deep for the Bombers. They're leading the AL East still, but only by a hair. At 80-58, they're a half game ahead of the Baltimore Orioles, who are playing the struggling Chicago White Sox. Every game counts here, boys. The Jets are less than 1 week away from their season opener. They'll begin this year on the West Coast, visiting the San Francisco 49ers on Monday Night Football. And the Giants will open their season against the Minnesota Vikings on Sunday. That is at home. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 7:12.
You know, I watched over the weekend. I find that with the medicine I'm on, I take I get this massive fatigue.
Yes.
So you get to this point where you're just sitting there in a daze. So the way to combat that is I'm trying to stay away from the Octi, which is 8 shots of espresso.
Yeah, probably smart. Yeah.
But 6 seems to be the sweet spot. And I'm going to tell you, I was wide awake for everything on Saturday night.
Oh, my God.
I didn't miss a thing. But when I went to bed, I could not sleep.
Yeah, I had that
Not
problem
even
last
close.
night.
So I watched the greatest day or greatest night in pop music.
Yeah, I saw that
and
on
that
Netflix.
was We Are the World. Have you watched it?
I have not.
It was really good. And it was amazing to watch the cameras on like Bob Dylan. So you get all of these celebrities. That moment was incredible.
Yeah.
All of these, the greatest artists in pop music. Everything from Springsteen to Cyndi Lauper was big back then. I mean, this was the
acts
80s.
that you would consider pop then that were
Billy Joel.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Michael Jackson, the biggest of all. And, they came after the American Music Awards, I think, or People's Choice, one or the other. So they all showed up at like 11 o'clock at night, and they were all going to be together and take one night to record this song, We Are the World. Some artists, the bigger ones, actually had a solo scene. So they start out by doing the chorus. We are the world. We are the children. All that crap.
Yeah. Who could forget?
And then they let those people go at like 5 in the morning. So now these big stars who'd been in the studio all night long, it's now 5 a.m. and they have to sing their solo parts. And one of those big stars was Bob Dylan.
We are the world.
And Bob Dylan was completely, keep in mind how, here they are singing, we are the world. And here's Bob Dylan like a fish out of water. He doesn't know, he just can't seem to figure this out.
Oh, boy.
So it comes time for his solo, and he's just kind of singing like, we are the world. We are the children. And, I mean, you can't even hear him.
Yeah.
So they clearly have a problem. So it was Stevie Wonder who brought Bob Dylan over to the piano and said, here's how you should sing your part. And Stevie Wonder sang as if he was mimicking Bob Dylan. So Stevie Wonder was like, we are the world. We are the children.
That is hilarious.
And that's how Bob Dylan had his solo part in We Are the World.
Stevie Wonder did it?
But Bob Dylan really did it. But Stevie Wonder walked him through it.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's like you saying, I can't think of an analogy. Sorry. Anyway, the reality is, if you get a chance, it's like, I don't know, an hour and a half. And you don't know what to watch, look for that on, maybe it's Netflix.
It is, yeah.
It was really good. I liked it. My wife was sleeping away. And then when I was done, I watched 9 more movies. The entire trilogy of The Godfather. I watched... Yeah,
man, you had a busy night.
Let me tell you, that espresso can do
it works
wonders. Yeah.
And John in Bridgewater, don't scold Davey for interrupting. You all do it all the time. LOL. I was not scolding. I told him it was very welcome.
No, I wasn't scolding him, John. I said he scared the living daylights out of me. Here we are. Andrew's going along, and all of a sudden, boom, Davey pops in. Davey, we always do appreciate it. Your prediction this weekend for the Bills. Yeah, I know you're like me, a little nervous.
And negative.
A little nervous. But I got to tell you, Josh Allen has the world to prove. He has been berated.
Puts him in a good spot.
And the Bills have kind of been flying under the radar, I feel. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Yep.
Yeah, you're back.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
I'm a little worried about the receivers core and the defense.
How about the receivers for Syracuse?
Oh, you mean Oronde Gaston Jr. the second?
My God, they made some catches that I had said immediately. Take them from Syracuse and move them immediately to Buffalo. They were making unbelievable. Those guys are NFL bound.
Well, Oronde Gaston Jr. is.
Oh yeah, so good.
So good.
It's in his blood.
Well, he's making up for last year because he got hurt in the second game.
And this quarterback puts it in like threading a needle. It's very impressive. This could be a really fun year to watch for Syracuse, and I believe Buffalo as well.
Yeah.
Let's cross our fingers, Davey. All right, I got a break. We have a lot to get to. Coming up, Dr. Kent Hall. A lot of people sick. Right now.
Yeah.
And I was actually in a medical facility where they said, you should be wearing a mask right now because every other person that comes in is coming in with COVID. And if not COVID, it's the flu. And if not the flu, scabies.
All right.
It's terrible. All over their face and lips. It's just awful. Quick break. We'll talk to Dr. Hall coming up at WIBX.
Summer is here, and if you want to transform your backyard into your very own staycation, look no further than Liverpool Pool and Spa. They're offering the season's lowest prices on above-ground pools with both round and oval sizes available. Low monthly payments or 24 months 0% financing for qualified buyers. Own a high-quality pool without the high price. Visit them at 1501 East Dominic Street in Rome or online at liverpoolpoolandspa.com. Don't just dream it, live it.
Here's your chance to win a 2024 Jeep Compass. Enter the Rome Capital Arts Complex car raffle. This is not a national promotion. It's a fundraiser for the Capital Arts Complex.
Buy your $50 car raffle ticket at the Capitol Theater box office. Visit RomeCapital.com for additional locations and details. Brought to you by Town Square Media, WKTV, and Victory Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Rome.
Buy your raffle ticket today.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TURN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TURN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TURN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
By now, you've probably heard of Upside, the free app that gets you real cash back at gas stations. But Upside is so much more than just a gas app. Upside lets you earn cash back at more than 85,000 grocery stores, gas stations, and restaurants, including popular national chains and local favorites. Just download the free app, claim an offer, and get real cash back on your purchase. There are no complicated points or rebates. With Upside, you can earn up to $10 cash back every time you go to the grocery store or dine out. That's up to $10 right back in your pocket on every meal out and every grocery run. The best part? You can earn on top of your credit or debit card rewards. Download Upside today. Use promo code SNACK10 and get a 10% cashback bonus on your first purchase. Get the Upside app and use promo code SNACK10 for an extra 10% cashback bonus. That's promo code SNACK10. Offers vary by user and location. Terms and conditions apply. Go to upside.com for details.
Ferris commercial mowers set the bar with racing-inspired patented full suspension and integrated cutting decks so you can go faster, cut better, and not get beat up. Ferris Experience Suspension. Take advantage of the best financing and prices of the year. Visit us at whitesfarmsupply.com.
We're the power in power equipment. White's Farm Supply.
Mattress Express's Labor Day sale is here, and it's big. Take up to 60 months to pay for anything in the store with no money down for qualified buyers. See store for details. Check out these Labor Day sales. Tempur-Pedic, save up to $700. Puffy, save up to $1,350. Stearns & Foster, save up to $700. Purple, save up to $1,000. Sealy, save up to $300. And you get our brand name low price guarantee every day. We also have the Smart Bed by Instant Comfort. If you ever want a bed you can make soft or firm on each side, this is the one. The Flex Setting King or Queen, 45 individual settings, reversible cover, cool for summer, warm for winter. 25-year industry-leading warranty. Here's the best part. 5 years, no interest, no money down for qualified buyers. You heard me right. Then you get a $750 prepaid Visa card. Go to mattressexpressny.com, call 1-800-NEW-BEDS, or just stop in.
This is Keeler in the Morning. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
I think I could actually tell that story.
You could.
So I'm just telling you the as my wife says, I have terrible, these night terrors,
yes.
and I act crap out. It's a sight to be seen. I swear to God, I could turn around and videotape it, and we'd make a ton of money. Just out of the pure embarrassment alone. But last night I had this dream where Joe Lode called in and said he wanted to make a comment. And the one thing is that happens here is we're very, radio and TV is very nervous and touchy about coming on and complaining about a sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things that's uncomfortable, and you would prefer it not being done.
Unless the VP of marketing is on the air and you tell them the bathroom smell at Turning Stone. But that's
Wayne,
the exception.
Wayne. Anyway, Joe Lode came on, and he is screaming on the air about Don's Ford. Out of nowhere. He's ripping on them. And meanwhile, I'm like, Joe, you work at a competing dealership. This doesn't make you look good. Why are you doing this? Anyway, the people at Don's Ford were livid, and I'm just telling you the dream. I'm just telling you. They were livid about this, and they said, even our owners want to come on and talk about this. And then I'm like, okay, that's fine. They can come on. And we brought him on, and all of a sudden, the owner came, and the owner was a Hasidic Jew who looked just like the guy that always waits on me at B&H in New York City.
Right.
This is the twisted mind that is being created by this. If you think, as I said to my wife, if you think I had crazy dreams,
oh boy,
before, now I don't even know if Don's Ford is owned by a Jewish group. I don't even know, but somewhere in my mind, this medicine messed with my head, and that was my dream. And Joe, I'm like, Joe, what are you doing? Oh, I'm speaking the truth.
I'm speaking the truth.
I'm like, well, this doesn't make you look very good.
Oh,
just
boy.
saying. So now I woke up this morning really angry at Joe Lode. Just saying, Joe, you better not call me today because I'm angry. You don't do that to us.
I'm very angry.
Today is Telephone Tuesday, which is always the day after Labor Day, known for more phone calls than usual. I don't know why.
Maybe because there's a lot of catch-up.
Maybe because people are stuck at the airport.
Well, that could be too, but there's a lot of business. So, like, for instance, there's a lot of business I have to attend to today.
Yeah, but what about Memorial Day weekend? Or Christmas vacation or whatever.
Labor Day, nobody wants to work.
Some people get off at Christmas Eve, and they don't come back until the New Year.
Yeah.
Us.
This program.
Anyway, there's a clear spike in telephone calls to businesses and organizations, just like you're saying, Andrew. The high number of calls usually flood in partly due to unmanned telephones during the long weekend. Many schools also open after Labor Day weekend. Research shows organized people attempt to tackle their to-do lists on this day more so than ever in the entire year.
I have a lot to do
today. I find
that
interesting. And so today is... They're saying inbound calls rise by almost 50%.
Wow.
That's a big number.
So call us up, 315-736-0186.
The line will be busy because we have an increased number of calls today. Here is Dr. Kent Hall. Doc, good morning.
I just text Dr. Hall saying, are you calling in this morning? So
Yeah,
sorry about that. Disregard.
He's always on the line. Dr. Kent Hall, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing this morning? Happy day after Labor Day.
These dreams, I'm telling you.
Happy Telephone Tuesday.
This medicine is lower side effects. That's why I'm on this medicine, and that's why I did the trial. But I'm telling you, they create some whacked out dreams.
Yeah, I will admit I don't really know a lot about this medicine, but I do wonder if maybe your dreams are more of a catch-up, because if you haven't been sleeping well, then you haven't been dreaming. And what we do know is that, getting into, REM sleep and the dream cycle is an important part of mental health. And so maybe your brain is trying to catch up to, what you haven't been having for a while.
Well, it could be because this is
purely a supposition. So
one of the side effects of this medicine is disrupted sleep. And I'm telling you, I am up 9 times a night. It is, I just can't get into a regular sleep. So that puts you're always in that, because I normally have those night terrors earlier on in the night when I'm ramping up and getting ready to go into that deep sleep. And so it seems like I'm doing that all night long. So I'm running like a marathon, like you'd see on HBO, marathon of some, I don't know, crazy movies, really crazy stuff.
That may have something to do with it.
It's running in my head. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Oh, my God. Ed Welch texting in this morning. Last night I dreamed I was a muffler. I woke up exhausted.
See, Doc, this is terrible.
Yeah, that's not the one I wanted to hit.
This is terrible. One
boy.
thing that is true, and by the way, I did run into somebody just the other day when I was in a medical facility who said, I just want to thank you for what you guys did during COVID. And Dr. Hall, having him every single day and this was a nurse, saying it was the most amazing thing to be able to have you, and it was comforting because you answered questions. And oftentimes, what we knew on Tuesday changed by Thursday. So you were trying to navigate through all of that. She said it was something I will never forget.
Well, that's very nice, and I just hope that what we did over the last 4 years was actually helpful to people, and help them to navigate through what can only be described as a phenomenally difficult situation.
Yeah. There's also word that I know some people that are in Ireland right now and are traveling to Europe, and the word is that COVID is really bad there, and that they have started to do some of the things that were done prior, back during the old COVID, during our COVID shutdown. In fact, they are unable to go in and see their loved one in a nursing home because the nursing home has been shut down to visitors.
Yeah, so the rate of increase of COVID cases that we know about. So COVID cases where people, either test positive or are admitted to the hospital, because of having symptoms and are tested positive, has been going up at a faster rate than any other time over the last 2 years for this time of year, which is certainly concerning. That's an indication that this variant, these four variants that are driving this, are causing disease that seems to be a little bit more severe than what it was the prior primary
couple of years.
variants.
Don't you think we learned though that shutting? Are we going to go back and make the same mistakes? I see some of the things that we did as mistakes. Do you feel that way?
So I would say that in retrospect, I think that we could have done things. Maybe we should have done things differently in terms of how we shut things down, or what we shut down, and addressing it in general. What I will say is that, so do I think that we're going to go to that level? No, I don't think we are. I think we did learn from that.
Yeah.
I think that the state health departments, the county health departments, basically have, we know what we need to do. We know the vulnerable population that needs to be protected. We know the best ways to do that. In some cases, does that mean that some people may be recommended to wear masks? Yes, I believe that that's true. Do I believe that is going to be a mask mandate across the board? I don't think so. But, but I've been wrong before. So, but I think that the last 4 years have taught us things, and because it's still fresh in our mind, then we will heed them. What I fear more about is what happens in 50 years or 60 or 75 years if another significant respiratory pandemic comes up and we forget what we learned.
Right.
Unfortunately, I think is part of being in the human, spirit. So
we're good forgetters. We're good at that.
Yeah, hopefully that we don't have to experience that anytime soon again.
Absolutely. And then quickly, if you could, what vaccines are you recommending? I know the new COVID variant vaccine is now out.
Yes, so I would definitely recommend getting that. Again, just like I said, the rate of rise in the recent past has been higher than it has in the last couple of years. So definitely the COVID vaccine, which should do a very good job of protecting people against severe disease. The flu vaccine, obviously, I absolutely recommend for people that are that are at increased risk for severe RSV. I'm also recommending that. Obviously, if kids have been immunized and are following their normal immunization schedule, then they should be getting it anyway. So, those are probably the big three. We are looking at monkeypox, Mpox. We are watching that right now. Here, it's not a problem, so that's good. However, what's going on in Africa and it getting out into other areas, and people may not realize this, but there are actually two variants of Mpox. One has a significant death rate. 10% of people that get it die.
Wow.
The other one, thankfully, is not quite as transmissible. The second one is much more transmissible, and not only from physical contact, but also from prolonged respiratory contact.
Yeah.
It can be transmitted. That fortunately has a lower death rate, although lower, it's still about 1%. And by the way, 1% is about where COVID was.
Yeah.
So, we want to be aware of this right now. Not a problem for us, but everybody should be keeping their eyes open for that.
And I'll leave you with this, and I get your opinion on it. And that is that it's just something you don't want. So I know that my parents dealt with flu and COVID, and just now, it's been almost 2 months. They are just now to the point where they can take their walks without feeling exhausted, that they're not coughing. And I think my father is still coughing. So I had the flu on the 8th of August, and 3-4 hard days of it, temperature up close to 103.
Yeah, you had it bad.
I had it pretty badly. And my doctor said that this is because I was back in on Friday. Like, what is this cough that I can't get rid of? And he said this could go on for 8 weeks, even in some cases longer. It's part of what happens after you have the flu.
Yeah, so that's the inflammation, the kind of the chronic inflammation that goes on in the airways, and that's what stimulates the cough. So it's not because you're necessarily transmitting the virus. It's just that it increases inflammation, it increases mucus, it makes it harder to breathe, it causes coughing, and that can last for upwards of, if you want to talk extreme, you're talking probably 10 to 12 weeks, which is about 3 months.
It's unbelievable.
Thankfully, not that bad for everybody, but it is something that people have to deal with sometimes.
Yeah, it's and it's really nice when you talk for a living. Just really a lot of fun.
And you have somebody 6 feet away from you.
Yeah, although I do feel better now, although I think Andrew's been worried that I'm contagious, but my doctor again said, you're not contagious. It's just this is going to live with you for, maybe a month or two. So, all right, Doc, we appreciate it as always. Thank you. And you have a wonderful rest of the week.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. And again, please stay safe. All
right, Dr. Kent Hall. And listen, I'll get coughing and then can't stop. And you watch people run.
Yeah.
You want to get rid of people? You want to ride in an elevator by yourself? Begin coughing and sneezing and hacking. Oh, we'll see you later. I'm sorry. Oops, sorry, I gotta go. Mike this morning, I was in an elevator. Oh, this is exactly what he's talking about, what I'm talking about. I was in an elevator yesterday, and a guy came in coughing up a lung. I held my breath and ran away when the elevator doors opened. Yep, sorry, I gotta go. And then he says, why can't we call it monkeypox anymore? Are we worried about the feelings of the monkeys? We have no problem with bird flu or swine flu. Why can't we call it monkeypox?
That's a good point.
I don't know why. I'm going to shut my mic off while you say something.
While you clear your throat a little bit more and expel all that expectorant all over the board and the screens.
It is not contagious. Is it possible to drive an award-winning Mazda with 0% APR financing? Well, let me tell you, the answer is yes. Are people outside Steve Ponte Mazda applauding
Yes,
now?
they are.
Oh,
that's how
okay.
good the service is.
Boy, they love Ricky Z. Play another Billy Joel song.
They do.
Drive a new 2024 Mazda CX-5 SE model for only $285 a month on a 36-month lease, or save with 0% APR financing on select award-winning new 2024 Mazdas. See Steve Ponte Mazda for details. And as they say, let's make your deal on a new Mazda where it is always easy to do business. Steve Ponte Mazda Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Coming up, we're going to talk about an increase in, kids going back to school. Well, some of those kids are out on the street shooting up people. And the videos are unbelievable that we're getting on security cameras. Youth violence continuing in Utica. We're seeing it not just here, but elsewhere. Syracuse, a 15-year-old boy shooting and killing a 15-year-old girl. What are we doing? We'll speak with Lieutenant Mike Curley from UPD coming up in a second. And right now, let's do Hobica's free money question of the day. I've got a good one, and as Davey says, it's worth $100 this morning. Plus, some really cool consolations. You stand a chance to win tickets to the RV show coming up at the State Fairgrounds. And 1964, September 19th at the Stanley Theater, I have a pair of tickets to give away for Beatles 1964, as well as $100 and more. Caller number what, Davey? What are you looking at here?
Caller number 6.
Sixth caller right now for the winning streak the Mets will have after playing Boston later today. Sixth caller, 315-736-0186.
Whitesboro Central School District is looking for bus drivers to join their team now. Whitesboro is a leading school system in central New York with 7 schools, 3,100 students, and a 92% graduation rate. You can help drive our students' success. When you drive for Whitesboro, you get pay that's based on your experience, great benefits, a flexible schedule, and summers off. Call Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the garage, 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro.
Don Hartman and staff would like to invite you to save 30% on timeless treasures at the Potting Shed Antiques. For the entire month of September, enjoy 30% off the entire store, excluding gold jewelry and coins. Find unique items like furniture, lighting, stoneware, china, toys, glass, silver, costume jewelry, collectibles, and more. Visit us on Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro or online at thepottingshedantiques.com. Open Thursday through Saturday. Come find your next one-of-a-kind piece today at the Potting Shed Antiques.
There's an issue cutting through the bipartisan bickering in Congress. It's AM radio. The overwhelming majority of legislators, Democrats and Republicans, support a bill to keep AM radio in cars. But time is running out. Text AM to 52886 and ask Congress to bring this bill to the floor for a vote now. AM radio is too important to let this moment pass us by.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hi, this is Rob Hilton of Hilton Estate and Elder Law with important information that you should know regarding your estate planning. Specifically, you should have prepared what is known as the Big Three.
Basic estate planning is comprised of the 3 main documents that you need. First is the will, next is the healthcare proxy, and last is the power of attorney. What most people don't know is how important of the 3 the power of attorney really is, because New York State has no simple method for you to act on another's behalf if they become incapacitated.
I am often asked, what is probate and why is it needed?
Probate is the act of administering the will through the New York State court system. It requires a filing fee and other actions to be taken, as well as a petition to be filed. It is time-consuming and can be expensive. It can be avoided by using a living trust.
To find out more about strategies to protect your loved ones through proper estate planning, contact us at Hilton Estate and Elder Law. Call for more information and to schedule an in-person meeting to answer your questions.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law. Hilton Estate and Elder Law.
It's happening at pharmacies all across America. Older Americans keep asking, where are the lower prices on prescription drugs Joe Biden and Kamala Harris keep taking credit for? First, Harris cast the deciding vote for the Inflation Reduction Act, promising to lower drug prices. Then the Biden-Harris administration used the money from Medicare to bankroll their liberal green agenda. That's right. Instead of savings, seniors got a 20% premium increase, restrictions on access to medicine, and fewer cures. Now, liberals want to expand this Biden-Harris scheme that is already hurting seniors. Thankfully, Congresswoman Elise Stefanik has always fought to protect Medicare drug coverage. Call her at 202-224-3121. Urge her to keep fighting for affordable drug coverage by opposing H.R. 4895. Paid for by Seniors for Better Care.
What if you could hire someone you love and trust to care for you in your own home? Well, if you're on Medicaid, it's possible through a Medicaid-funded program and at no cost to you. It could be your child, grandchild, a close friend, or even a neighbor. And, ready for this? That person would get paid. Yeah, they would get paid to take care of you in your home, and it would cost you nothing. Just call Committed Home Care right now to get started. 866-659-9409. Based right here in upstate New York, Committed Home Care will help you hire a caregiver you choose and will ensure that person gets paid the best rates around with the added benefit of weekly pay. So don't wait. Call 866-659-9409. 866-659-9409 and take advantage of this free Medicaid-funded program that lets a family member or friend get paid to take care of you. Hire someone you love and who loves you today. Call Committed Home Care at 866-659-9409. That's 866-659-9409.
Keeler in the Morning invites you to connect with us through telephonic communication at 315-736-0186. Or use the Call Us button on the WIBX 950 app. For additional contact methodologies, please refer to WIBX950.com.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Well, good morning. It's Tuesday. And the sun's shining. It's going to be a beautiful day. We'll be low 70s, upper 70s tomorrow and Thursday. And then the weekend looks like rain right now. Terrible.
Yeah, it does.
Terrible.
That's terrible.
On the line right now is Ed in Utica, ready to take a shot at Hobica's free money question of the day as we kick off the new fall season. It's worth $100 this morning, plus some other stuff. Ed in Utica, good morning.
Morning.
You ready?
I'm ready.
You sound like you're in business. Here we go. Here's your question, and hopefully you have the answer. You'll have 7 seconds. This Lionel Richie song came out of the We Are the World 20-hour recording session. Which one? Ready? Go.
Oh, I'm not a Lionel Richie fan. No.
I wonder if anybody else can get this before I give the clue. You have any idea?
I'm just trying to think of some of his songs. Maybe
I'm
not
thinking
Hello.
of two of them.
All right, Davey.
It's not Penny Lover. Is it Penny Lover?
Penny Lover. No.
Or how about Dancing on the Ceiling?
Dancing on the Ceiling. Both good guesses.
All night long.
I don't know.
Come on and sing along.
You know why? Because they recorded all night long.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that was it.
Dancing in the street.
A little bit of music history right there.
Thanks for that.
I'm gonna write a story, a little news story column on when that song actually was played at every radio station in the world, around the world, every single radio station. I was on a station that didn't play it. And it was because...
What did you deprived yourself and your audience?
It didn't play it because it did not pay its ASCAP BMI license and was not allowed to play the song. That's wild.
That's funny.
All right, listen, I'm going to give you your choice here. First of all, we'll give you the all-in-one food and fun card. It's a $25 gift card, and the Comet season is just around the corner. $25 gift card good at Aquavino, Taylor and the Cook, Babes, and then, of course, at the Odd. That's for you. And then your choice. Coming up on September 19th, 7:30 at the Stanley, the Beatles, 1964. Or a 4-pack, that's 2 tickets, or a 4-pack to the New York State RV Show, which is happening September 20th and 22nd. Which would you like?
Let's go with the Beatles.
All right. Okay. Stand by. I'm going to give you to Davey, and he'll hook you up. Okay.
Nice.
Thanks, man.
All right.
All right, Ed. Thank you. Davey, I'll let you take care of him. And then I'll give away these RV tickets coming up in a little while. That's a 4-pack.
Take care of it.
I do not know what's going on in the world that we currently live in when you have 13, 14, 15-year-old kids out shooting up people. We're seeing it in here. We're seeing it in Syracuse and elsewhere around the country. Whether it's raised the age that has caused this, I don't know. But kids shooting kids, and in some cases, kids shooting adults. Lieutenant Mike Curley from Utica Police Department, UPD, on the line right now. Mike, Lieutenant, good morning.
Good morning, Bill.
It's
disheartening.
I can't imagine I'm saying anything that you guys aren't feeling. It is, I don't know what to say about all of this.
No, I agree. And then, unfortunately, most of the times we have these conversations, it's the exact same one. So
yeah.
I mean, when we're the only ones outraged, how far can we get? We'll make the arrest, we'll do the investigation, we'll come on the radio, we'll talk. Those that aren't directly infected are often the ones that care the most. When these communities want to step up and stop it and start parenting their kids a little bit better and not allowing them at 12, 13, 14 years old to run the streets with handguns, maybe we'll see a difference.
So I do have to say there was a time not too long ago, like maybe a year ago, that if you saw a kid misbehaving, an adult would sometimes take it upon himself or herself to scold the kid. I got to tell you, today you do that, you better be careful. You don't know if the kid has a gun, pull out a gun and shoot you.
No, it's all true. And then even in the educational system, the teacher scolds the kid for they're doing something wrong, and they're the ones that get in trouble. So,
right, yeah.
It's certainly a totality global thing where it's very difficult for those who want to do the right thing to do the right thing.
So what do we know about what happened in this, a couple of incidents over the weekend?
Yeah, so we'll talk about Price Chopper first. Just another kid who is committing a crime, trying to commit a larceny inside the store, was stopped by the store staff. During the course of that, they fought with the store staff and dropped what appears to be a handgun. Obviously, at this point, having neither the child nor the weapon in custody, it's unable to determine if that was a handgun. But unfortunately, we saw it with the officer-involved shooting.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether it's real or not. It's the appearance of what looks like it's real, and why are kids feeling the need to carry those particular weapons.
Mm-hmm.
And, we saw a story that you released on your Facebook page, a post that you had released regarding ghost guns and the creation of them and the seizing of them, but that's probably only a small amount compared to what's still maybe out there. Do you believe that it's a lot of the youth offenders that are using these particular type of weapons?
Yeah, I think in some respects in that investigation, it's still a lot going, but a lot more has come out since that arrest, and we know that. I mean, I'll put the word at 100 plus, because I don't think that's minimizing it. How many guns were flooded the street from this individual? So, and the ease to obtain it from that person, I think, has a lot to do with the guns on the street, but. The guns we come across are not all ghost guns either. They're real guns that come from different locations. So I can't just put the blame all on one person or one subset of gun. Like it's just too easy for these youth to obtain weapons.
And I don't know anything about these ghost guns, but in many cases, am I correct in saying they're created by a 3D printer? They may be plastic, so they're not showing up in a security check. Is that true? And talk about those just a little bit.
Yeah, we can get into it a lot. No, not necessarily. So there's a part called the upper and the lower, right? The upper is what we traditionally would call the slide that moves back and forth when it's fired or you manipulate it. The lower is where like the trigger assembly and where you hold it, kind of the grip.
Okay.
So the lower portion is a plastic polymer base. The upper still, in a lot of cases, has to be metal just for the functioning. So
I would
it
think,
wouldn't necessarily get through a metal detector or anything. It's just,
I see.
So the lower part is what's serialized, what we consider a firearm, what the federal government considers a firearm. So if you're making the lowers, you don't have to go through a federal firearms licensed dealer to obtain a gun. You just make that, and you can buy the uppers online, basically.
It's just unbelievable.
And that's not buying a gun. You have to have a federal license to be able to sell a gun, don't you?
Right. So the lower with the trigger assembly is what's considered the gun part, right? So
Okay.
you have to buy that through the licensed dealer.
Okay.
The uppers you can purchase on eBay, on any internet website. Those are not regulated with respect to who can purchase and where they can be shipped.
So in the beginning, we were blaming this on Raise the Age. And while I do think that played a role, now it seems like, and that's one thing if a young kid is in a car with a bunch of 23-year-olds and there's a drive-by shooting or what have you. But what we're finding here is these kids seem to be just going out on their own right now. Or look what happened in Syracuse. A 15-year-old boy shoots and kills a 15-year-old girl.
It's awful.
Are we still? I certainly agree that Raise the Age has contributed, but it's almost like it is morphed into its own new problem.
Yeah, I'm still going to blame Raise the Age on a lot of it because there is no deterrent effect and there's no real tangible results once you arrest someone with a loaded handgun through the Raise the Age. So I think it's just to the point now where these kids just know there is virtually nothing that's going to happen to them, absent some major set of crimes where they're going to be tried as an adult. They are completely scot-free, pretty much with only probation as a deterrent, and you've taken away probation's ability to have any teeth in violations and things like that because there's no beds for these youths. So you just have this recidivism among this. On top of, like you said, I think we really need to get into the heart of why these youth feel that they need to have these guns. Why do they feel unsafe? Why is it cool to possess these weapons? Like, I think that's a whole community sociological thing that we're really missing here.
Well, you got to feel that you have to feel like you have no opportunity at all. This is your shot. This is, no pun intended, this is your chance to be able to make money, get things, get stuff, look cool, look powerful. I don't know. I guess it would take a psychologist who's really good to be able to get into the minds of these kids.
No, I think that's all of it, right? But how do we change that is the hard part. You know, we can do so much street outreach. There's only so many people doing the good work that we have people in the city and around the state doing. There just needs to be more. You know, hopefully school districts partnering with ICANN and SNUG, and there's some real good outreach going on in Utica now. So hopefully that has some tangible results going forward. It's just, what do we do in the meantime type thing?
Well, I would assume parents could play a big role in this.
And there's a huge part, and I'm not afraid to say it. Parents have stopped parenting. They've become friends with these kids. They've become co-conspirators with these kids. They've become completely hands-off with respect to wanting to discipline and hold these kids accountable. And I'm not saying in all cases, but in many, many of the cases we see, and oftentimes when we do catch these individuals, the parents are the ones who are the roadblocks in trying to determine, you know, if the kid's a victim, if the kid was a witness to a major crime. So it certainly doesn't make the job easier when the parent's the one being the obstructionist in the entire investigation.
Yeah.
Now, I do want to ask you about, and it's an excellent point, and I don't think many people disagree with you, the incident on Bleecker Street, which is, you know, Bill and I were just talking about it in disbelief this morning, that in broad daylight on a Sunday afternoon, you had two individuals on bicycles drop those bikes and fire, I believe you said 6 to 8 shots at another vehicle and then drive off. What do we know about this incident as of right now?
Yeah, we're making pretty good headway. You know, as you saw, those were very good surveillance videos and facial shots. So we certainly identified the shooter. It's just a matter of catching him at this point. But back to the point you just made, like brazen, mid-daylight, no care for those standing around. We just had a homicide at the beginning of the month where stray bullets caught an innocent man standing on his porch. You know, and that was 4 a.m. This is the midday where there's untold amount of people out on a wonderful weekend, holiday weekend. And they just don't care.
Now, are there any, I know this may be difficult with everything that's going on with the department, and I don't want to make any assumptions here, but is there some sort of gang or some sort of connection possibly to, there's a lot of similarities I'm drawing from, bicycles and suspects with guns to the incident that happened on July 4th or before July 4th weekend.
I just, again, back to the juveniles, right? They're under 16, not ability to drive a car. So the bicycle is the quick means of transportation to and from crime scenes, or just a manner of opportunistic crime. And I think that's probably a lot of what you're seeing on bicycles more so than anything else.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at photos right now. It's like out of a movie. The only part is I don't think I've ever seen a movie where the getaway vehicle is a bike.
Yeah.
And the kid is so young. It's just all right. I always like to leave with here are the things we can do to be constructive, things we can do to fix this problem, things we should do. I don't know. I'm out of answers.
Yeah, we're doing our best, and the old adage is you can't rush your way out of problems. But you've asked the police to do, and I'm exaggerating, but you've asked the police to do a million more things than traditional law enforcement has, and we do it happily, right? We do our street outreach, we do our crisis negotiations, we're in the schools, we're wherever you need us to be. We just need some help, and I'm not saying people don't help, but we need more help. If you don't want us to arrest the way out of the problem, then find a different solution and come, be a partner in solving this problem.
All right. Lieutenant Curley, thank you for what you guys do, and stay safe out there.
Yeah, guys, thanks for everything.
All right, thank you.
All right, Lieutenant.
All right, next hour, a lot to get to. Big festival coming up. We'll talk about the presidential race, and I got a whole bunch more. And we'll give away some RV show tickets as well. Coming up next hour. News and a full weather forecast. Top of the hour. It is next.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. W295EI. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. A Town Square media station.
It's back to school at NYU and Columbia. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Two of the college campuses rocked by pro-Palestinian protests during the spring. Fox's Brooke Singman reports from New York City.
Students are on high alert as classes begin at Columbia University today. Anti-Israel protesters have already returned to campus over the past few days, marching around the school, hurling pro-Palestinian chants. The Anti-Semitism Task Force says there is an urgent need for change, including improved anti-bias training and a new system for reporting anti-Semitism.
Now, there were a lot of protesters in the city yesterday.
The crowds we saw in New York were estimated to be quite big, between 5,000 and 7,000 people. There are reports some protesters were told to cover their face to avoid surveillance, even take steps to avoid being tracked. At one point, we did see some smoke bombs go off. Over the holiday weekend, the White House weighed in, writing, "It is especially heinous to express support for Hamas on the same day as the funeral for an innocent American hostage who they brutally murdered."
Fox's Mark Meredith at the White House. Hirsch Goldberg Poland was among the 6 hostages Hamas murdered. Their bodies found by Israeli forces Saturday.
Citizens of Israel, we are in the middle of an existential war.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, through a translator, also said no one will preach to him after President Biden said Netanyahu's not doing enough to secure a ceasefire to get more hostages released, as thousands protest in Israel demanding he make a deal. Hamas has warned it may kill more hostages if Israel tries to rescue them. Russia has gone on the attack again in Ukraine, where President Zelensky says 2 missile strikes have killed at least 41 people. There's a search for a gunman in New York City who opened fire during the West Indian American Day Parade, as about 1 million people were out celebrating Caribbean culture.
The shooting followed a dispute. Festivities and music drowned out the gunfire. Most spectators had no idea there was a shooting.
Linda Schmidt with Fox 5 TV. 5 people were wounded, 2 critically. America's listening to Fox News.
Well, summer's here and the weather is beautiful. Everyone has a favorite outdoor activity: golf, bike riding, bird watching, long walks. Ask 100 people, you'll get 100 answers. But if everyday aches and pains are keeping you on the sidelines, I have one answer: Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free daily supplement that helps your body fight pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients. It doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. Wherever you're hurting, back, neck, joints, or muscles, in 3 weeks or less, you'll start to feel the difference, all day, every day. So whatever you like to do, swimming, pickleball, hanging out in the garden, Relief Factor can help you feel good again and let you enjoy all your favorite outdoor activities all summer long. Go to relieffactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF and save on your first order. That's 1-800-4RELIEF. Fight pain naturally with Relief Factor.
The election is now just 9 weeks away. And next Tuesday will be the first debate on ABC between former President Trump and Vice President Harris, who campaigned in Detroit, paying tribute to unions on Labor Day. And then the president joined her in Pittsburgh.
President Biden telling union workers, including the United Steelworkers in Pittsburgh, he ran in 2020 to rebuild the middle class.
Well, 5 years later, we've done just that.
Saying Vice President Harris will be a historic pro-union president.
I promise you, if you elect Kamala Harris as president, it'll be the best decision you will have ever made.
Harris echoing President Biden, including opposing U.S. Steel being taken over by a Japanese company.
U.S. Steel should remain American-owned and American-operated.
Former President Trump has also called for U.S. Steel to remain in the U.S. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Former President Trump in a Truth Social Labor Day post called American workers the shining example of hard work and ingenuity. Then he wrote all Americans are suffering from high gas prices and grocery prices through the roof, blaming the vice president. In Arkansas, a woman admits she threatened the former Trump White House press secretary turned governor.
66-year-old Susan Scott has pleaded guilty to charges she threatened to bomb the office of Republican Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders in June. She was also charged with battery because police say Scott resisted arrest, including kicking and headbutting an officer. Scott was sentenced to time served after spending 78 days in jail. The judge also ordered her to complete an anger management class within 6 months. Prosecutors say both Sanders and the police officer approved of the plea deal. Tom Rigotti, Fox News.
There could be selling on Wall Street to start a new month. Dow futures down about 200 points. After the Dow rose in August, closing last month at a record high. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 8:05. I'm Andrew Derminio. This update brought to you by the new Destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. We're off to a chilly start to the day at 50 degrees under clear skies. We'll warm up into the low 70s today. We've got your forecast in minutes. A 15-year-old boy arrested for his alleged role in a deadly shooting in Syracuse is scheduled to be in court today. According to authorities, the teen opened fire at the Ambassador Apartments on Madison Street Friday night. The victim, 15-year-old Alexia Lynch, was struck and killed. The boy has been arraigned on murder and weapon possession charges and remains in custody at the Hillbrook Juvenile Detention Center. Organizers of the Great New York State Fair have released the attendance figures for this year's annual event. More than 868,000 people filed through the turnstiles during the fair, which started August 21st and wrapped up yesterday. The number is down from 932,000 visitors last year and 878,000 the year before. The all-time record for attendance is 1.3 million in 2019, which was the year pre-COVID. The 2025 fair is set to start on August 20th. Once again, Central New York drivers paying a little less than they had when they head to the gas station to fill up their vehicles. AAA says the average cost for a gallon of regular fuel is now $3.45. That's down 3 cents in the past week and is 10 cents lower than what motorists were paying at this time a month ago. The state average is $3.47 a gallon, while nationally it's $3.33. Students are heading back to the classroom this week, and the State Division of Consumer Protection has some important reminders for parents. The agency says parents have rights involving the privacy and security of their child's personal information. The data cannot be sold or released for any commercial purposes. It also recommends parents discuss internet safety with their kids and to be careful of what they share on social media. That includes full names, phone numbers, and addresses. And the popular Dublin Portal in New York City has closed after providing a virtual bridge between the two cities since May. The technology sculpture in the Flatiron Nomad district that let visitors connect with their Irish counterparts in real time attracted hundreds of thousands of people, most displaying Irish pride. But there was some flashing and mooning on both sides of the ocean, and that shut the portal down temporarily in the spring The Dublin portal will move to a permanent Big Apple location yet to be announced. Last week, Dublin portals were opened in Poland and Lithuania. Proof sometimes why we can't have nice things. People showing their what nobody wants to see out there in the public realm. It is 8:08. Your weather forecast is brought to you by John's Mobile Home Parts and Accessories in Oriskany Falls. For all your mobile home needs, it's worth the trip. Go to johnsmobilehomeparts.com for more information. Today, we will see sunny skies with a high in the low 70s. Clear skies expected overnight with a low in the upper 40s. Tomorrow, sunny skies with a high close to 80. For the full 5-day forecast anytime, go to WIBX950.com. Right now, 50 degrees under clear skies at 8:08. Sports brought to you by IBEW NECA 43 local contractors. Well, the New York Yankees got a win after a 2-game skid. They are leading the Baltimore Orioles by only a half game. The Orioles are playing the White Sox, and the Yankees have 2 more in Texas. These next 2 games, and wins if they get them, are very important. Same with the Mets. They opened their series at Citi Field with a 4-1 win over the Red Sox. Luis Severino was credited with the win after striking out 5 and allowing 1 run over 7 innings. They are in the midst of a wild card battle with the Atlanta Braves. They're now a half game back of that final NL wild card spot at 74 and 64. They'll continue their 3-game set tonight.
So I just want to make reference to the fact that they're playing the Red Sox this week. Yes, right now. However, they have a series coming up with Philadelphia, a series with Atlanta, and another series with Philadelphia.
Wow.
The division.
That's a tough stretch.
Number 1, it's a tough stretch. Number 2, the division is not out of reach. They control their own destiny.
You think they could win the pennant with that 6 games against the Phillies coming up?
They absolutely could if they go on a hot winning streak.
Okay.
They could pull to within. They could reach the Phillies.
Okay.
Now
I'm not
listen,
saying you're wrong.
I just want to make the playoffs.
Yeah, that's the goal. You know, let's underpromise and overdeliver here.
Okay.
The Jets are less than 1 week away from their season opener. Gang Green begins.
Speaking of overpromising.
Yeah, seriously. They begin their Week 1 performance on the West Coast when they visit the 49ers on Monday Night Football. Head coach Robert Saleh, no doubt, on the hot seat after a disappointing season without Aaron Rodgers, who suffered that season-ending Achilles injury on the 4th offensive play of last year's opener. The Giants will open their series from MetLife Stadium against the Vikings, and the Syracuse Orange are 1-0 after their 38-22 victory over Ohio over the weekend. And, you know, Bill, the Achilles injury to Aaron Rodgers, you know what was part of his recovery was Revive Softwave Therapy.
Ayahuasca.
That had something to do with it, maybe, but one thing that did
a dark cave,
help him
a dark
little
cave.
bit was a dark cave where he had his Revive Softwave machine. And Dr. Tim Delmedico has sold his chiropractic business because what he's doing now is helping people with their ailments, like my foot and ankle injury that I got running that half marathon I had no business running. Well, that helped recover me there with 6 treatments. My pain went from an 8 to a 0. But Dr. Tim Delmedico believes in this technology so much, and he wants to help people. He's opened 4 Revive Softwave Therapy clinics in the area. He is also a representative of this technology, selling it to other practitioners. He's the first to bring it to the area, and it is a game changer. It's a technology that was developed in Germany, and it's here in Utica, and there are several Major League baseball teams and other sports teams using this technology. The Red Sox, the Braves, the Blue Jays, the Cubs, the Guardians, the Dodgers, the Angels in the major leagues. Also in the NFL, the Dolphins, Steelers, Saints, Falcons, Cowboys, and Broncos have this technology in their locker room. It uses high-speed sound waves to direct blood flow in your body's natural stem cells to the impacted area. And Dr. Tim wants you to know that if you're a Keeler listener and you're in pain, give them a call. He'll give you a discount on your first visit, which will include your consultation with one of their doctors, your first soft wave therapy treatment, and they'll put you on a treatment and recovery plan that may help you finally get the healing you need without those pain pills or injections. Call them at 315-725-8427, 315-725-8427. It worked for me. It may work for you too. ReviveUtica.com is the website. That's ReviveUtica.com. Let the healing begin with Revive Softwave Therapy on Genesee Street in Utica.
So I can't believe you didn't run with this story.
Which one? There's so many. I
have an unbelievable story about a Florida teacher. You know, we're back to school week.
Yes, we are.
A Florida teacher was arrested for using her legs to put a 3-year-old in a headlock.
What?
During story time. The kid is autistic.
Oh, my God.
And the teacher says was misbehaving.
Oh, my
so
Lord.
she used her. Now, I'm trying to think of how this could be done. Now, as somebody
how physically it could
who
be done?
wrestled in high school, I know you could take your leg and actually wrap it around the head of a kid, and then take the other foot and kind of lock it in and squeeze. I wonder if that's what she did.
Well, she did it.
She was arrested for this. Here's
Rightfully
the aide.
so.
The aide in the room saw what was going on and reported it to authorities. They came in, and ultimately, Vima Otero was arrested. Here is the aide talking. Here is the mom of the kid, the autistic kid, talking about what went down. Here we go. Here is audio. It's not playing. Let me try it again. Here is the mom of the kid.
That's hard. As a mom, I'm very glad that the paraprofessional that was on, that school, she said something.
Not sure what she said there, but it wasn't good. Here we go. A Volusia County teacher arrested on Saturday after deputies say she used her legs. Oh, I see how she did it. So she was sitting in the chair.
Yeah.
The kid she put
was on the floor.
down on the floor.
Yeah.
With his head towards her, his legs going away from her, and she used her feet to hold him and put a chokehold around his neck. So the kid was crying, and when the police arrived, said, my teacher hurt me. There were red marks on the kid's neck. And at first the teacher denied it, and then the cops showed her the picture. And then she immediately turned to the aide and said, "You traitor."
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Some of this commentary I've added.
You've added, yeah.
A little
You're taking
creative.
some artistic liberties.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, they said she took her legs and feet, placed on both sides of the kid's neck, appearing to hold him in place on his back, while Otero continued reading to the other kids in the classroom. Now, listen, I'm sure many teachers have wanted to do this to a kid.
Sure.
But you just can't.
A lot of parents probably want to do it to their own kids.
Yeah. You just can't do it.
Yeah.
You just can't do it. So she's been arrested, and they say she will be fired from her job at the Forest Lake Elementary School. But you never know. You never know what happens with these things.
Rightfully so.
Very talented, the teacher, though.
Well, maybe she can have a career as a kickboxing instructor.
Well, she could read other kids a book while she was holding the other one with her legs. I mean, that is a talent. Coming up, a big festival happening this weekend, and it includes an amazing cuisine, amazing food that you'll be able to enjoy. We'll talk about it coming right up.
We're your neighbors, friends, and your family. We care about our community, your business, and most important, you.
We support charities like the United Way, McMahon Ryan Child Advocacy Center. We are the members of IBEW Local 43 and NECA Contractors. You don't just see our work, you live it. From the JMA Wireless Dome, hospitals, schools, and city buildings, the IBEW is part of the community.
Central New York's future is bright, and the IBEW Local 43 and NECA will continue to help light, power, and grow Central New York.
We're rolling up the deals at Destination Kia of Utica.
With no money down leases on all-wheel drive SUVs.
Like a brand new 2025 Kia Seltos LX all-wheel drive for just $358 per month for 36 months.
And that's with zero down, zero due at inception, even sales tax included.
You heard right. It's a 2025 for just $358 per month.
Only during the Dog Days of Summer Sales event.
Zip down and choose from 400 new Kias in one location. Now that's cookie.
So go cookie for Kia at Destination Kia of Utica. Puppies and babies not included.
2024 Kia Seltos LX, STK number 25E0066, MSRP $26,550, 36 months, 30,000-mile lease, 20 cents per mile over, 0 due at inception, 0 security deposit, 8.75% sales tax, and $650 acquisition fee included in payment structure, $400 disposition fee, 720 plus FICO score. Offer expires 9/3/2024.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Tommy! I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Warner Sales and Service is here to help get those jobs checked off your list. There's no need for wheelbarrows, shovels, or other hand tools when you roll onto your job site with the Bobcat MT100 mini track loader. With a 1,000-pound rated operating capacity and powerful breakout force, this machine provides unmatched performance and easy access for working in tight areas. Check out the Bobcat MT100 loader at Warner Sales and Service, just off Route 365 between Rome and Verona.
It's happening at pharmacies all across America. Older Americans keep asking, where are the lower prices on prescription drugs Joe Biden and Kamala Harris keep taking credit for? First, Harris cast the deciding vote for the Inflation Reduction Act, promising to lower drug prices. Then the Biden-Harris administration used the money from Medicare to bankroll their liberal green agenda. That's right. Instead of savings, seniors got a 20% premium increase, restrictions on access to medicine, and fewer cures. Now, liberals want to expand this Biden-Harris scheme that is already hurting seniors. Thankfully, Congresswoman Elise Stefanik has always fought to protect Medicare drug coverage. Call her at 202-224-3121. Urge her to keep fighting for affordable drug coverage by opposing H.R. 4895. Paid for by Seniors for Better Care.
Some of the best sounds you'll ever hear are generic. Safe. Effective. Even money-saving, just like FDA-approved generic drugs. Even if they don't come in the exact same color or shape as their brand name equivalents, they have the same key ingredients and go through a rigorous review process. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist today and visit fda.gov/generic drugs. Generics are safe, effective, and can save you money. You'll like the sound of that.
Keeler in the morning, Keeler in the morning.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Okay, we have Matt and Cindy in studio here right now.
Oh, yeah.
And we're getting ready for the big event, the Mediterranean Festival, which happens this weekend. And I'm going to switch the camera shot so you'll see a little piece of the Mediterranean.
Do you want to reveal what's? Do you want to wait on that?
Let's reveal
what's
you'll see
underneath
the underneath the sign there.
Come on.
We're looking at a lot of joy.
That golden, delicious, honey-soaked goodness. Baklava.
Pieces of that.
What's that now?
42 pieces.
42 pieces.
40 for Bill and I, and 2 for the rest of the building.
Davey can have 2, and Andrew and I will do 20 apiece.
It's excellent for after the gym.
Oh, yeah. Right. You got to keep the blood going and the sugars. And
Or before the gym. It might pump you up.
Right. Yeah. Just don't do much cardio after that.
So, Andrew, I'm going to switch the shot, and then you see if you can get them both.
I will.
See what you can do. So let's
get close like you like each other.
Let's talk about what's going on this weekend, the 7th and 8th, which is what? Saturday, Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, so we'll be hosting the Mediterranean Festival, and there will be a lot of delicious food with our famous shawarma bowls, shawarma plates, Greek salad with chicken. We have spanakopita, baklava ice cream sundaes, which are always a big hit. Like, they're just delectable. Everybody comes for those. They want to eat them first before they get their main meal.
Well, my favorite expression in life is life's uncertain, eat dessert first. You never know what's going to happen.
Point. And it's a big dessert. I don't know if you've had one up there, but it's a big bowl of baklava sundae.
Nice. Yeah. So what is it? Ice cream and baklava? And
vanilla ice cream with baklava
honey
crushed
on
up,
top.
all mixed in together. Remember like Cold Stone Creamery? Sort of
right,
they mix it in.
They mix it right in.
They mix it right in.
Oh, okay. That's really cool.
Usually, yeah.
The food plays such a big role in these events.
Yes.
It's food.
Very big role.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, food, you think about too, like, what do you gather around your family dinner table and, you share what's going on. And a lot of times these festivals, people get together. They don't see each other throughout the year other than here at this great event.
Yeah. And this is authentic food. This isn't food, prepared but frozen out of a freezer. This is authentic food made from scratch. And it's neat because you see the traditions of multiple different countries that come together during this. Or, the church is very versed in different nationalities, and they all come together. They all make what they're good at, and sort of like the best of each.
Which
area.
Give us some examples of that.
So we've got people that are right from Lebanon or descendants from Lebanon. We have a lot of first generation, Syria, Greece, and then we have Romanian side. There's a lot of Orthodox in the spread out in all those different Mediterranean countries. So,
wow, yeah.
So it's
sort of the whole Middle Eastern.
So and everybody has their own little twist on the
foods. We have one lady makes the falafel because that's the best, and she does it.
So you do auditions and tryouts. You say who's going to make the falafel this year. I love that.
Not really that dialed in,
not
but
formal.
yeah,
no.
But yeah,
well, it's going to be good. I mean, we have just really great food here.
Yeah, we do.
We're really lucky.
You can go travel all over the world. The food around here is fantastic.
Yeah. Okay. Other than the food, what else is going on this weekend?
So lots of stuff going on. I mean, there's church tours for people that are interested in what the church is about. There's a lot of vendors there, especially this year. I think I don't know how many vendors got signed up. Do you have a count on
We have
that?
like 12 vendors, and we also have this year for the first time face painting, which I'm really excited about because I am going to get my face painted first.
Nice. Yeah, so a lot of different vendors, different little displays from people. Some businesses have some booths and items like that to promote themselves. But we're hoping for good weather. I know Saturday doesn't look like the sunniest day, but that's why we cover the whole parking lot in tents now. So there you do not, besides walking from your car to the tent, you don't have to be out in the weather.
There you go.
If it's a little chilly, we'll have the sides up. And we always have, you can always order food and pick it up and go. Come up to the counter.
So for the record, the whole week looks beautiful.
It does.
Until we get to Saturday and Sunday.
It could shift. We're only at Tuesday, so it could shift a little bit.
That has been predominant for the summer. It's really, all week long, really nice. Saturday and Sunday, crap.
Yeah.
So, but what I would remind everybody about is that it's still Tuesday. The forecast will change 11 times before we get to the weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Sunday doesn't look bad for the afternoon.
Yeah.
So the morning may be a little rainy, but the afternoon's going to be great. Lunch, dinner, come on in. Saturday's nice. It's an all day thing. We open at 12 o'clock, close at 8, and then Sunday we open at 12 o'clock, close at 5. So you can get lunch and dinner both days. And if you're in a rush or you got the kids in sports, it's the beginning of school season. You want to just come in, take a whole order to go. We'll box it up for you and put it in
grab
a
that Sunday to go.
Yeah.
Grab that Sunday. You'll want that Sunday.
Well, that you'll be eating in the car on your way home.
That won't make it too far. No.
All right.
We have music, too.
I was going to ask about music.
You guys know Ben Kidwell. Ben will be playing.
Do we? Yeah.
A couple other.
We have a line dancing group going to perform.
Oh, that's
Ben,
cool.
by the way, is a young kid on the that plays the piano. And the last I saw him, he was playing with Showtime the Boilermaker post race party.
Yeah, he's incredible.
So he's really good. He does just an incredible job, and he's like 12 years old.
He was at the Christmas show this year, was he?
He was at our
not?
Christmas show, and he's
a great kid,
really
too.
good kid, and well grounded.
Yes.
And does a really good job.
Yeah, so we're really happy and excited to have him come back again. He played last year for a couple hours, and then I think the guy that's going to be there on Sunday as the DJ. You've been around him a couple times. I'll give you one guess.
Well, does it rhyme with Joe Smode?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we have another famous from here, too. We have Carl Neff on Saturday.
Oh,
Okay,
Carl.
cool.
That's
Nice.
right.
So-
Formerly of the Big Frog.
Okay, really cool.
That's right.
All right, so it's Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday, come on down. If the weather's raining or sprinkling out, don't worry. Plenty of cover.
Okay.
2 huge tents, and all the vendors and everybody will still be there. They'll all be undercover.
All right.
Beautiful.
Any plans to buy another dealership? Do you want to reveal?
No, we're always growing and always trying to expand. So one step at a time, and as we master one, we'll move to maybe
Fair enough. Matt and Cindy, thank you guys. We appreciate it. And a quick break. They'll be happy down the hallway when they see this. Trust me. Quick break at WIBX.
Whitesboro Central School District is looking for bus drivers to join their team now. Whitesboro is a leading school system in central New York with 7 schools, 3,100 students, and a 92% graduation rate. You can help drive our students' success. When you drive for Whitesboro, you get pay that's based on your experience. Great benefits, a flexible schedule, and summers off.
Keeler
Call
and
Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the garage, 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro.
Beautiful woodwork adds warmth and charm to any kitchen. But years of use can leave your cabinets worn and faded. When you call Enhance, we'll make your cabinets as good as new again in as little as 1 day for a lot less than you'd pay for traditional refinishing or replacements. Whether you want to renew your cabinet's original finish or completely change their color, just tell us the look you want and we'll help you get it. Or bring your hardwood floors back to life. With most Enhance renewals, you can use your floors again the same day. Plus, there's no mess, no dust, and no odors. Call Enhance today for a free in-home consultation. We'll explain the process, we'll show you how your cabinets or floors will look when we're done, and we promise you'll be really pleased with the price. And when you trust Enhance, you'll get the skilled workmanship and attention to detail we bring to every job. There's no obligation. Call us now at 738-1113. 738-1113.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
Not all policies will qualify. Not available in all states.
This is Bill Cole from Gates Cole Insurance. Finding insurance coverage can be an overwhelming undertaking. As your local independent insurance company, we work hard for you to get the best coverage.
My name is Timothy Dean. I'm from Taberg, New York. I have Dean's Concessions. I travel throughout New York State. I have been a customer for over 20 years, personal, with Gates Cole. And ever since I've started my business for the last 18 years have been solely with Gates Cole Insurance. As I have to call them from time to time to get certificates, and they take in within 15-20 minutes. We have a certificate. Gates Cole has exceptional customer service. They're there for you, and I have referred people to Gates Cole, and those people that have transferred over to Gates Cole have been very happy with their services.
This is Tom Cole. For insurance for your home, auto, business, and just about everything else, trust your local independent insurance agency. Gates Cole Insurance. We'll take care of you.
Hi, I'm Rachel, and I have a serious heart condition called hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, or HCM. Some symptoms include being short of breath, feeling tired, or having dizziness or chest pain. I still had symptoms on my beta blocker, so I asked my cardiologist about any treatment advances. It was a breakthrough for me. That's why I'm working with Bristol Myers Squibb to raise awareness about HCM and to help others like me. Talk to your cardiologist today and visit hcmrealtalk.com for more information.
Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb.
The Stanley Theater in downtown Utica presents 1964, The Tribute, on Thursday, September 19th.
For more information and to purchase tickets, visit thestanley.org.
Contractors and landscapers, rent your way to greater profits with Bobcat equipment from Warner Sales and Service. From heavy work right down to the fussy stuff, Bobcat loaders, excavators, and a wide variety of attachments will handle all the tough jobs like lifting, digging, pushing, carrying, as well as the more precise applications, grading and leveling. Tough jobs demand tough equipment. So when you have a tough job, rent a Bobcat machine. Stop by your CY authorized Bobcat dealer, Warner Sales and Service, just off Route 365 between Rome and Verona. On the web at warnerss.com.
Hey, I want to tell you about Collis, Fred F. Collis & Sons. Heating, cooling, and insulation, yes. We are, last night was chilly. 46 degrees this morning.
Overnight, yeah, it was brutal.
But I got to say, opening those windows, those New York Sash windows, and allowing that air to come in was wonderful. And, but, we are going to get to that time where you got to turn the heat back on. And I feel like maybe we're still a month away from that, maybe a little longer, hopefully. And the Collis wants to know and make sure that you're ready for the winter. Is your furnace up to in good shape, ready to go? Is it efficient? Right now, there are programs out there you could take advantage of to fix any problem that you might have, like NYSERDA's Empower Plus program. It's not clear how long these incentives will stick around, but they're here now, and Collis could get you connected. Some of these programs are income-based. Others are open to everybody. In fact, Rome residents have been dealt, obviously, what they dealt with the recent tornado. They have the Home Electrification Appliance Rebate Program that works throughout New York State, but is perfect for those that are dealing with issues in Rome. Electrical service upgrades, electrical wiring upgrades. That can include a panel box replacement and all of that, and upgrading your electrical system. Many programs out there that you might be able to take advantage of. Call Collis today. They are experts in the field, and they will walk you through it all. Number to call is 315-860-1301. Fred F. Collis & Sons, heating, cooling, and insulation.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, a couple of things to get to, and then we can take some phone calls, too, at 315-736-0186. Today is National Telephone Day.
Telephone Tuesday.
There apparently, on this date, throughout history, there are more phone calls that are made on this day. Long weekend, school back in session, et cetera, et cetera.
I believe that.
And it's a busy telephone day. Interesting. So we'll go to the telephone. Jake in Utica on the line right now. Jake, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. What do you have?
Bill, what brings on night terrors anyway? It doesn't sounds pretty scary to me.
Well, it's, I was, there's a comedian who, what's his name? Mike Barbiglia.
I think.
He used to perform at Fat Cats Comedy Club, and he has gotten really big. He was Rachel Ray's open, and now he's really big. Anyway, he does a bit where he explains and they're really not technically night terrors. What it is we all have this in our system, in our bodies, where when you have a nightmare or a dream, you're basically your body is frozen.
Oh, wow.
Some people don't have that mechanism where their body is frozen, and they end up acting out their nightmares.
So you are in the dream actively.
I sometimes
reacting.
have those active dreams.
Yeah.
So in his case, he actually fell out of a hotel window.
Wow.
And actually, luckily, he was only on the first floor, so he fell onto down below. There was a landing, and he survived, but he injured himself quite badly. So he mummies himself up at night, and actually wears gloves. There's no way I'm doing what he does.
So he's sleepwalking, right?
It's like sleepwalking, except it can be you're for me, I'm always saving somebody.
God. I'm a down with.
That's what he does. I couldn't do
buckle,
it.
And
That's
shackles.
scary.
I like to say to my wife, just be thankful. For sure, if you were going to die, I'd be there to save you. Burning car, I'm jumping in the car. I'm going to pull you out.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
the Yankees and the Mets are doing pretty good.
Be careful with that.
We've got a season. We've got an end of it. We're in it. We're in it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a New York fan, but the thing is, the teams that are in contention, they got to be careful for these weak teams because those are the games they need to win.
Which games?
The White Sox, and who are they playing?
Well,
the Orioles?
The White Sox are playing the Orioles. The White Sox have lost 11 straight right now.
Okay, but they could come up and beat Baltimore.
You never know. I mean, every once in a while they win a game. So
they're that bad? I don't know.
they're terrible.
Yeah.
Although they put their best pitcher against the Mets on Sunday, and he had it was maybe 9 straight strikeouts, and then he fell to pieces. Gave up a couple of home runs, and
I mean, what I'm about to say, Andrew, no offense, but it seems like the Mets want it more than the Yankees.
No, you're right, because the Mets seem to respect their manager. Their manager has done, I think, a good job over the course of the season to earn that respect. Yeah. And Aaron Boone doesn't have the respect of his players because he's not a good manager. He is strange.
No,
he's awful. He's terrible. So I think that you see that in the defensive errors. You see that in the terrible pitching performances. You see that in the lack of hustle in some players in their running the bases and whatnot. So, what are you going to do?
You don't see the Yankees in a series, do you?
Not in the World Series.
Well,
no.
you just don't know. You don't know if they go hot. I mean, anything can happen. The time to get hot is now. Now and in October.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
So we'll see where it all goes. But right now, at the very least, the Mets are in the hunt. A half game behind the Atlanta Braves.
They
right
are.
Now, so,
And you said it, though, Bill. You said it. I remember earlier shows you said, watch the Mets.
Wait, I just feel like this is a good team that needs to gel, and it's finally happening. There's still some flaws, but let's see where we go.
Well, I wish, for you guys' sake, I hope both of them teams are in the playoffs anyway.
In one of my night terrors the other night, I actually saved Diaz was giving up a home run, and I jumped into the seats, and I caught the ball.
Robbed that home run.
Robbed him of a home run. Yeah.
Every time you wake up with a baseball next year.
Oh, that's funny.
Believe me, we think of everything with this. I'm telling you.
You have to.
All right, good stuff.
Have a great day, guys.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
I mean, it is kind of no laughing. It's not a laughing matter.
Especially not for your wife.
Sometimes I wake up injured. She's all blockaded. She's got giant pillows, and take a lot for me to get over there.
Now, if she were to kill you one night because you've
she could say it was self-defense.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Actually, so you mentioned Telephone Tuesday today, one of the busier days. Greeley, our buddy from Florida, messaging in, based upon my experience, I might argue Mother's Day is a busier calling day. Father's Day, not so much.
I would agree, but this is what the stats say, that today is the big day traditionally. I don't know why. James Darren has died of 3 surfing Gidget movies, and from television's, remember him in T.J. Hooker.
Who could forget?
He has died. He was 88 years old. He was also a crooning hologram on Star Trek Deep Space Nine, if you remember. Here he is singing the title theme to 1959's Gidget. Here we go.
She acts sort of teenage, just in between age, looks about 4'3". Although she's just small fry, just about so high, Gidget is the one for me.
Oh, yeah.
She's it.
Yeah, he was a bit of a crooner as well. Dead at the age of 88. President Biden and Vice President Harris appeared together over the weekend. There were moments that he said some really nice things about He said some really nice things about Kamala Harris.
Oh, that's nice.
Unfortunately, we were unable to understand what they were. So there you go. Yeah. Independent political analyst and author of The American Schism, how the two enlightenments hold the secret of healing our nation. Seth Radwell on the line right now. Seth, good morning. Thank you for coming on.
Good morning, Bill and Andrew. How are you guys doing this morning?
Good. Well, this is interesting. I just think there's a lot that can still happen, and of course, we have the big debate coming up as well. What are your thoughts
this month? Yeah,
on the presidential race here?
Well, the big debate's going to be really, really important. It's just about a week away, I think.
Yeah.
And I would say there are three key audiences that we have to keep our eyes on, because given how close it is, we need to think about those three. One of them is young Americans. I mean, young Americans for a long time had been very unsatisfied with both Biden and Trump, and many were going to sit out the election. I'm talking about the group kind of 18 to 25.
Yeah.
So one of the key questions now, Bill, is Harris going to be able to pull them back in, or are they going to sit out?
So I fear that I feel that she is at the very least she's opened the door. That door was closed, I feel, prior to. I mean, it just changed everything with her entering the race with younger voters. The other thing is with younger voters, the issue of women's health and abortion seems to play a big role as well.
Absolutely. That plays a big role, and it also plays a big role for another key undecided, if you will, swing segment, which is to keep an eye on, is the Nikki Haley supporters. Remember that Nikki Haley had a fair amount of support, that folks that were Republican women especially, that didn't like Trump. So what do? That's also something to keep an eye on.
Yeah. And then it is this anti-Trump vote is really key to the whole thing. And the thing that I think I would be worried about, and I'd like your opinion, is the former president, Trump. I fear that he's not bringing people into the tent, that he's kind of stuck at a certain number. He's not saying anything that's going to satisfy those people who are not sure which way to go.
That's right. I think that's the key problem. I think he was, for a period of time, he was pulling in more, for example, African-American men. His message with the economy was, in fact, expanding the vote amongst them. The data show that. But, of course, with Harris, that seems to have stopped. So, but you're absolutely right. Can he expand his base is a key question.
Yeah. And, who knows what could happen between now and October. However, voting in some states, the first ballots are absentee ballots and that sort of thing are actually starting to be cast over the course of the next week. Yes,
that's true. And when we look at how divided America is today, it's really something to consider. It's one of the things I write about in my book, American Schism, is how our divisions have evolved over time, and how divided we are today is really symptomatic of a very fractured society.
Yeah. We are, boy.
I wanted to get your take on the endorsement of RFK Jr., Seth, and how much that may or may not move the needle. Do you think it does anything, especially for that 18 to 25 group that you had mentioned before?
Yes, I think that's the group to keep an eye on. Those young people that didn't want Biden or Trump. There was a significant section that in fact were attracted, let's say, by Kennedy. And I think the question is, how does that play out now? I think it might make a marginal difference, but I don't think it's going to make a huge difference.
Yeah. Well, the recent polling showed that his numbers were, while he had peaked early on around 10 to 15%, he was below 5% over the summer. And then, of course, the other part is, if stories are true, it says that RFK Jr. actually courted Kamala Harris, and she turned him down, which is when he ended up going to Trump. He just seems to be looking for something that he can get. Now, the question is, will his voters follow to Trump? Very similar to will Nikki Haley's voters. Where will they go? Will they go to Trump, or is there another option in Harris? This is all very interesting to watch, and there's still a lot of unknown right now.
Absolutely. I mean, keep your eye also on African Americans. I mean, Trump was making inroads, as I mentioned, and now the question, it seems like Harris got some momentum from the convention with African Americans. Will that sustain? I think we have a very close race, and these swing audiences, Bill, are really important.
No doubt. Independent political analyst and author. We appreciate it. Seth Radwell. The book is American Schism, How the Two Enlightenments Hold the Secret to Healing This Country, Our Nation. Thank you, Seth, for the time. We appreciate it.
It's been a thrill to be here. Thank you, guys.
Right, have a great day. What do you think of all of it? I don't know.
315-736-0186, and we got comments.
Throw in some comments, and I got some other stuff.
Well, we do have to break, so we do have to break.
I'm
first.
not going to break. No,
you got to break.
I'm not breaking. Here's I'm gonna prove it to you. Here's Jay. Hi, Jay. Good morning.
Awesome.
You're on.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Thank you. My wife just got into this habit. We're feeding the birds. Are you a bird feeder during the winter, Bill?
Well, not during the winter. I think. Well, so I know you asked Bill, but my fiance. I'm just going to answer for you. My fiance has a bird feeder that we bring in the winter.
Oh, you bring it in?
We have it in the spring, in the summer, and we bring it in.
Well,
why don't you feed them in the winter? They need it in the winter.
They're in the south. They're down south.
The winter is very important. She's been reading a book on it. I didn't realize that during the winter, more birds die from dehydration than starvation. We had to buy a bird bath with a de-icer in it.
But there's snow everywhere. Right? I mean, it's
can't
wet.
drink snow.
Yeah, there's no open water, so obviously, and they gotta get in a bird bath. Otherwise, their wings, it kind of fits together like a zipper.
Okay.
But, I went down to TSC and spent over $150 on bird seed and bird baths. But you know what? She enjoys it. And then last year we did it. We had a boatload of cardinals and a lot of birds. And in the wintertime, Andrew, you're doing things backwards. They need it in the winter.
In the summertime, in the summer, they're able to go into the streams, and we have a lot
there's a tons of
bugs everywhere.
But a lot of people didn't realize that they more die from dehydration than starvation. I didn't
know that. I didn't know. I put one out last year, a bird feeder, and it was terrible. I got to get a new one.
Well, you got to buy the ones that are the tubular ones because they eat from the top.
Okay.
You don't get the ones that they eat from the bottom. The tube, they got to buy good seed. You buy that filler seed, they don't eat it.
How do you handle the squirrels getting into the bird feeders?
Well, I got squirrels out there. My wife started buying, the unsalted nuts you would eat like, the peanuts you eat at a ball game, but. Man, I live out in the country here, and I'm out there. The squirrels go crazy, but I give them their fair share, and what the heck? If that's least I can do is help them out during the winter.
We don't have a problem with squirrels, but I have a neighbor who comes over and eats the bird seed. It's really, it's odd. It's really odd.
That's a good trail mix.
You got to get him a blueberry suet pack and tell him to turn it into a nice soup.
Okay, I was thinking about a BB gun, but I don't know if that'll.
Probably
not.
Oh God.
Good luck to you, gentlemen. Enjoy the weekend.
Thank you, Jay. You do the same. Thank you. I love the fact that we just started today and we're already talking about the weekend.
Well, listen, it's a short week for us.
And then it is for me. Andrew is doing the show on Friday.
That's right.
I have my trip to Buffalo coming up on Friday.
It's still a short week. We were off yesterday.
That is true. So even shorter for me than you. Still, it is what it is. Jay, thank you. I will satisfy Andrew and take a quick break. It's going to be quick. Then I got a bunch of stuff to squeeze in that I haven't gotten to yet. Hold on.
Looking to do something fun for the whole family? Stop in at the 13th Annual St. George Mediterranean Festival, September 7th and 8th. There will be a delicious array of authentic Lebanese and Greek food and desserts. Beer and wine also available. An assortment of vendors, crafts, live music, dancing, and more. The 13th Annual St. George Mediterranean Festival, September 7th and 8th at the St. George Orthodox Church on 350 Higbee Road in New Hartford. A portion of the proceeds will support the ongoing recovery efforts in Rome.
This is Dr. Robert Fleischer, urologist with Mohawk Valley Health System.
MVHS, in collaboration with Upstate Urology, is hosting a free prostate cancer screening event throughout the month of September to recognize Prostate Cancer Awareness Month and encourage men to get screened. Prostate cancer is the most common cancer and unfortunately the second leading cause of cancer death in American men. Approximately 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer during his lifetime. Early diagnosis of prostate cancer significantly increases the likelihood of survival. The free screenings include a prostate exam with a prostate-specific antigen blood test. I strongly encourage all men aged 45 to 75 to participate. Early detection can mean the difference between life and death. For more information or to register, please visit mvhealthsystem.org or call 315-624-4600. That's 315-624-4600.
Zero Foxtrot isn't just a brand, it's a way of life. Founded and operated by veterans, Zero Foxtrot's unique apparel and gear echoes the grit of the warrior culture. Zero Foxtrot dedicates itself to producing content, honoring the sacrifices of forgotten heroes of the past, and connecting history to the present. Embark on a journey with Zero Foxtrot today at zerofoxtrot.com. It's not merely our products, it's about the ethos that we embody. Rugged, resilient, and timeless.
Hey, I want to tell you about New York Sash and your opportunity to take advantage before winter of their windows and doors to make sure your home is airtight and ready to go. We love our brand new New York Sash windows. And somebody said the other day, have you finished all the windows in your house? And my answer to that is, I have one more project to go. One more to go, and maybe we'll do that next year. Windows, siding, baths, and doors. Your home improvement experts, you can trust them. Their family to help your family. They never use subcontractors. They always have their staff that is, these are master carpenters who have been trained to install and then do the finishing work as well. They go above and beyond. Call them today. Go to their website at newyorksash.com or call them at 315-624-7344. Financing options out there. Take advantage of it at New York Sash or go online to newyorksash.com.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, coming up, we'll get to some comments. We have comments out there that we will get to. On the line right now is Lucia. Good morning, Lucy. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you, Bill?
Doing well. Good morning.
You sound so good. Wow. Great.
Like velvet. Like velvet.
Smooth like butter.
It's a good sign, Bill. Ooh,
it's good. We're doing well.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope you had a great Labor Day. Of course you did.
It was really nice. Yeah, it could have been a little warmer, but, you know,
Right.
Nice.
But at least it was dry, you know. We're lucky,
Yes,
right?
you're right. We had the sun shining. That was really good. So, yeah,
So now it's
doing well,
happening.
Lucy. Thank you.
The heat is on now, right?
Well,
the heat is on.
I think before you know, we'll be turning that heat on, right?
Yeah.
I hate to think about it.
No. This is some other kind of heat.
What is the heat?
The political.
Oh, the political heat.
Yeah, we want to turn that down.
Where do you stand? Do you want to tell people where you stand?
Where I stand? Well, I stand with the nation.
Yes, good.
I believe, for the right thing. I don't believe in bringing criminals here, open border.
Okay.
When we came here, my dad came as a tourist. You had to show that he owned property in Italy, or you would not get in. So you own property, you go to America? No. Show the deeds, so you bring the deeds.
Yeah.
So my father was one of the most honest in the entire world, and I can prove it 1,000%. Had to do that. My brother had to do that. I had to, not me, I mean my dad did. I was younger, you know.
Yeah.
And they showed the document. And then, why now anybody cannot just to come? The good are coming, the bad and the ugly to kill us. And it's happening as we speak. Why? So you have nothing to lose. You show what you got to show, and you come legally, beautiful. Come in, you know.
Well, I think you have
That's
to.
what America's all about.
Yeah, we
now
we have to fix that border. There's no doubt about it.
Oh my God, it's a disaster. But now, even though we have to fix it, a lot of them are here. The billions are here already because it's been open.
Yeah.
That's a problem. So now we have this woman who's running. She's great background, right?
the poor, blah, 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 Oprah too, Obama. I think they're great people. So what they should do, all of them, is open their home, get all those people they got in here.
Let them live at their house.
And live there and share the wealth.
All
so
right.
that you, me, anybody don't have to be afraid on the street.
Well, there we go. I'm so glad
Let all the poor that you got them in live with you and give them some of their wealth. What are you going to do with it all?
Right. You can only spend so
take it with
much.
Yeah, right.
You're right.
You can't take it with you.
Well, I'd
There's
like
no
if they give.
sugar in Oprah.
I'd like if give us some of that wealth too. I mean,
Yeah.
I can fake an
without,
accent.
Without, because, they're saying they come first. They're coming, Bill, they're coming for your house. They're
Yes.
coming for you.
Well, they're gonna have a hard time getting my house. I'm gonna fight them for it.
Well, you make fun of it, but I make fun too. We're better, or we cannot make it.
All right.
It's scary. And you know what's happened everywhere as we speak.
I hate to say this, and after a wonderful speech, but I am out of time.
Of course, Bill.
Yeah.
You have a great day. Thank
do
you
this-
for including me.
Thank you, Lucy.
I hope I didn't take too much of your time. I don't want to do that.
I appreciate every bit of it. Thank you so much.
But I appreciate it, and I thank you.
All right, you have a great day. So the Obamas and all of them are going to be opening up their house.
Be a Hotel Obama at Martha's
I like it.
Vineyard.
Mike says Gidgets over the years included Sandra Dee, Sally Fields, and Karen Valentine. If you're wondering about that. And, I want to tell you the best place to get your coffee is Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. Daylight Donuts, and that latte is delicious, the matcha latte. Check it out, Daylight Donuts in New Hartford.
Some of the best sounds you'll ever hear are generic. Safe, effective, even money-saving, just like FDA-approved generic drugs. Even if they don't come in the exact same color or shape as their brand name equivalents, they have the same key ingredients and go through a rigorous review process. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist today and visit fda.gov/generic drugs. Generics are safe, effective, and can save you money. You'll like the sound of that.
Zero Foxtrot isn't just a brand, it's a way of life. Founded and operated by veterans, Zero Foxtrot's unique apparel and gear echoes the grit of the warrior culture. Zero Foxtrot dedicates itself to producing content, honoring the sacrifices of forgotten heroes of the past, and connecting history to the present. Embark on a journey with Zero Foxtrot today at zerofoxtrot.com. It's not merely our products, it's about the ethos that we embody.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
More death and destruction in Ukraine. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. After Russia launched missiles that were not shot down, killing at least 41 people, 180 others injured.
This appears to be one of Russia's deadliest attacks on Ukraine since the war began. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says 2 ballistic missiles hit the Poltava region. An educational facility and a nearby hospital bore the brunt of the attack. He's repeated his call for allies to supply more air defense systems to help combat Russia's arsenal of missiles and drones.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. The attack comes while Russia's President Vladimir Putin visits Mongolia, risking arrest, which is what that country is supposed to do as a member of the International Criminal Court that issued a warrant for Putin's arrest for war crimes in Ukraine. But since Mongolia relies on Russia for fuel, it welcomed Putin on a red carpet. Hamas is warning more hostages could be killed in Gaza after Israeli forces found the bodies of 6 who were murdered, including American Hirsch Goldberg Poland. His funeral was yesterday.
Hamas tried to pressure Israel during this time by releasing a new video showing the hostages alive. After the execution of these 6 Israeli hostages, there are new questions about how the war will end. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spoke overnight at a press conference. He made clear he's not willing to compromise on the issue of the Philadelphia corridor, a strip of land between Gaza and Egypt where Israeli troops are currently deployed.
Fox's Trey Hingston, Tel Aviv. Thousands have protested in Israel demanding a ceasefire to bring hostages home. There were also more pro-Palestinian demonstrations in New York City.
We were there yesterday, 5,000 people and counting, marching through Manhattan, calling for the United States to divest and not have any relationship with Israel, saying the United States and Joe Biden has blood on their hands.
Fox's Alexis McAdams outside Columbia University, where classes resumed today. It was one of the many college campuses rocked by protests in the spring. They're starting to pick a jury today in Colorado to try the gunman charged with murdering 10 people in a Boulder grocery store. He's using an insanity plea. America's listening to Fox News.
Well, summer's here and the weather is beautiful. Everyone has a favorite outdoor activity: golf, bike riding, bird watching, long walks. Ask 100 people, you'll get 100 answers. But if everyday aches and pains are keeping you on the sidelines, I have one answer: Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free daily supplement that helps your body fight pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients. It doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. Wherever you're hurting, back, neck, joints, or muscles, in 3 weeks or less, you'll start to feel the difference all day, every day. So whatever you like to do, swimming, pickleball, hanging out in the garden, Relief Factor can help you feel good again and let you enjoy all your favorite outdoor activities all summer long. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF and save on your first order. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Fight pain naturally with Relief Factor.
Aches and pains aren't trophies. They're just barriers keeping pros like you from getting the work done. You know this business can be backbreaking. All the more reason to partner with someone who has your back, like Clinton Tractor and Ferris Commercial Mowers. Ferris is about helping you finish strong and feel good doing it, with patented suspension technology that allows you to mow faster and get more work done in comfort so you can feel good tomorrow. Visit Clinton Tractor today or at clintontractor.net. Ferris, work hard, feel good.
Don Hartman and staff would like to invite you to save 30% on timeless treasures at the Potting Shed Antiques. For the entire month of September, enjoy 30% off the entire store, excluding gold jewelry and coins. Find unique items like furniture, lighting, stoneware, china, toys, glass, silver, costume jewelry, collectibles, and more. Visit us on Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro or online at thepottingshedantiques.com. Open Thursday through Saturday. Come find your next one-of-a-kind piece today at the Potting Shed Antiques.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
Not all policies will qualify. Not available in all states.
By now, you've probably heard of Upside, the free app that gets you real cash back at gas stations. But Upside is so much more than just a gas app. Upside lets you earn cash back at more than 85,000 grocery stores, gas stations, and restaurants, including popular national chains and local favorites. Just download the free app, claim an offer, and get real cash back on your purchase. There are no complicated points or rebates. With Upside, you can earn up to $10 cash back every time you go to the grocery store or dine out. That's up to $10 right back in your pocket on every meal out and every grocery run. The best part? You can earn on top of your credit or debit card rewards. Download Upside today. Use promo code SNACK10 and get a 10% cashback bonus on your first purchase. Get the Upside app and use promo code SNACK10 for an extra 10% cashback bonus. That's promo code SNACK10. Offers vary by user and location. Terms and conditions apply. Go to upside.com for details.
Hi, I'm Pete from Big Apple Music and Electronics. Do you want to protect your property or business? We sell and install hundreds of camera surveillance systems each year, and we are New York State licensed. Big Apple Music sells security cameras with Starlight night vision, giving the best picture in the dark so you have the best chance of catching criminals. Our showroom is located on Commercial Drive in New Hartford, where we can give you a demonstration or we'll come spec the